Payments, housekeeping.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am doing great. It seems like it's a wonderful morning here, and I'm feeling good. So looking forward to a good day.
Awesome, man. So glad to hear that, friends. Hopefully, you guys had a great day yesterday. And yeah, a lot going on. Earnings in full effect today. And we'll dive into some of those in just a second. Peter will let you know all about that. But before we jump into that, guys, quick look at our
We
U.S.
need to know how you're
calendar.
feeling, Carlos. How you doing?
Great. No, I feel great, man. I had a good night's sleep. I feel awesome, man. So no worries at all.
Yesterday you were a little tired, hadn't slept well, so you made up. You're better now.
Oh yeah, much better. Yeah, yesterday was rough,
right,
man.
good.
Rough. Back to normal, thankfully.
Excellent.
All right, economic calendar, Peter. What we got going on for today?
Yeah, look, not only do we have earnings and some big ones to talk about, we actually have some data coming out on the economic calendar. So, it's good. It's good on days when you have like stuff to talk about. Starting this morning, we just had the jobless claims come out, both initial and continuing. Once again, they're not really swaying too much from the targets. 217,000 was the actual on the initial jobless claims. See if I can get this sheet updated here. And 217 versus the 227 was that number. And then on the continuing jobless claims, we had 1.955 million, which again, a margin of error, right, from what the target is. So both of those are pretty much right in line with expectations. Later this morning, right after the open, we've got the S&P services and manufacturing PMI numbers, and then new home sales at 10. You know what? Those are minor consideration compared to what's likely to be the big movers today. We're going to talk about Google. We're going to talk about Tesla. We're going to talk about a couple of other earnings and some airlines. I know Carlos likes to talk about airlines. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll look at the gappers list and we'll handle those that aren't on it.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, I do like to talk about airlines. That's one of my favorite industries. I'm telling you, man, if I could start all over again, I would probably be an airline pilot. But then when I speak to these airline pilots, they like, oh, I wish I would have done something else. I'm like, what? It's like my dream job, man, to be up in the air flying.
I think no matter what you're in, you almost always want to be in something else. So
yeah, I mean, since
unless
little,
you're
man,
a trader.
love planes. Yeah, I guess that's a thing then.
You
All right, friends.
found the thing though. If we had pilots here who decided to become a trader, everybody wants to become a trader. This is the bomb, man. You've already found Nirvana. So
I guess.
Why don't you just go get like just a pilot's license?
I should just get my. You know what? My brother has private pilot license, so I flew with him a lot. Not I could we off the books, whatever. But now that he moved down to Florida, I got to get my own license now so I can get up there. So yeah, absolutely, definitely got to do that. Friends, let's see what's gapping up this morning. Flying up here is a couple of things on there. Of course, the big one in the room is Google, which we're going to talk about today, and then we have some other ones. Two giants here, three giants actually, as Peter mentioned. Google, Tesla, and then American Airlines. The rest is funny. If you look at the rest of the tickers, they're not big. Well, I think this is Chipotle, that's pretty big, but they're not great. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at the first one. CYCC this morning, up as highest 35%, was up even higher. I mean, this thing went up to 34, back down to 18, started around 13. So it's a lot happening here, Peter, on this CYCC. Anything good on it?
Well, 2-3 weeks ago, they did actually do a reverse split. So just keep in mind, this is a stock that's only recently at this price. They did a 1 for 15. So that means they were, around $2, less $1.50 or so. Anyways, well, I guess before today, they would have been under $1. So, anyways, keep that in mind. But they did release preclinical trial data showing that their, oh my God, that does not just roll off the tongue there. Plogosertib. Anyways, is helping treat liver cancer. So, liver cancer drug doing well, even if I can't say it.
There it is, friends. So this thing is gapping up. I mean, the float on this bad boy, 1.5. So just tells you how low this thing is. You got to be cautious on it. I probably won't be watching. I think today we're going to have a lot of great tickers to look at. This won't be one of them. Let's look at the next one here, LIMN. And we are up 25% this morning, 6.3 million shares traded so far. So we do have some stuff going on here. Float on it, 11.4. So 11.4 on Limit, another pharmaceutical company. I don't even know how to say that. I'll leave it to Peter.
Oh, man. Always give me the, yeah. Liminatus Pharma. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh, it's another one of these, Carlos. They are taking the next step in evaluating a digital asset-linked capital strategy. What does that mean?
Asset link. Does that sound like this?
Yeah. It means that once again they are looking to buy crypto, and yeah, they have been a little coy about what they're going to do exactly. They did say that they're coming up with a digital offering, and they've partnered with a company called Digital Offering LLC. So yeah.
And we are in the wrong business, Peter. I don't know. I don't know. I think me and you.
If you invested your money in Liminatus Pharma, were you expecting to buy crypto? Like, I'm waiting for all it's all good as long as crypto keeps going up. The second it starts to drop, you wait, Carlos. We are going to have these mornings. We're going to have story after story about class action lawsuits of investors that said we've been duped.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's not what they signed up for.
Right.
100%. Now, I hope they're taking their due diligence, and they're probably sneaking these. You know how you Interactive Broker sends you this thing where you gotta like reapply again every year.
Yeah.
They force you to, okay, we gotta reapply. I'm sure if they're smart, they're throwing this in there, in their regular annual thing, and you have no idea you said okay to this. But that's what the smart people are doing. I guarantee you, right? So, yeah. But you're right. They're still gonna put those class lawsuit actions in place. I can see that happening already. It's gonna be crazy. Again, when it goes wrong, when it's going good, everybody's dancing to the music. It's when it stops that people are saying, "Wait a minute, I didn't know I was dancing to this song. I don't like this song." You've been dancing for 3 minutes. What are you talking about? All right, let's look at the next one. MXL. What's going on here? MXL is up 31%, 533,000 shares traded. Max Linear, I don't think we ever looked at this company in the past, but you can see a little bit of action this morning. Doesn't look great. The float on it is 80 million, so it's not a low float. I'm not sure what these guys do, but again, I've never seen these guys, Peter. Any good news that might be tradable today?
They're a semiconductor company, yes, that we've never heard of. There's an amazing number of like mid to small semiconductor companies that are out there. I'm surprised. I didn't know all these things existed. They must do, excuse me, with all the outsourcing of chip manufacturing. It actually might be a lot easier to get into the industry than I used to think, because it used to be the big cost was building a fab facility, right? But now that you can go to like a Taiwan Semiconductor and basically just give them your plans,
specs,
right? Your architecture drawings, and say, build it for me. It's probably a lot simpler to get into the market than I expect. But anyways, they're here because they have earnings. They earned 2 cents a share, which is in line with estimates, which is better than the loss of 25 cents a share they had a year ago. So basically, they also increased their revenues to 108 million versus the 92 million that they had a year ago. So good news, but keep that in mind. We're talking about 100 million of revenue in the quarter. So they're doing about 400 million a year. It's not a massive company, but
Yep.
that's their earnings. I'm not going near it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room. At
The big
least
dog.
the big dog in the gap up. It is our good buddy here, Google. So, obviously, earnings. A lot going on here, Peter. Fill us in.
Yeah. So now Google had earnings after the close yesterday, and as always, when you have earnings like that, you can sort of see it in the chart. And they crushed it, absolutely decimated their numbers. So they beat revenue, they beat on bottom line earnings, and they beat every other number. Their earnings were up. Revenue was up 14%. Net income up 19%. Earnings per share up 22%. Cloud revenue up 32%. Like every number was just crushing it. I'm not sure whether to be proud of them or not, but and they very firmly said we are not investing in crypto. They are one of the few big companies that said we are staying far away from it. They explicitly have said that, and why would you? I guess, right? I mean, if you got a business that is delivering the returns that they are able to do, why take that risk? So I mean, yeah, Google it's a money printing machine at this. Well,
Oh
I
yeah.
should say
Yep.
Alphabet, right? Technically, it's Alphabet, the parent company, but we all know it's Google. So,
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I think their only. It's funny. I read an article, and the only negative line they had was that their the market capital spending increased, but they're putting that into AI and all this other stuff. So it's like that's not. I looked at him like that's not a negative line. That's exactly what you do. Keep pushing the gas on what's working. Like that's not a negative, but that's as far as numbers. Obviously, in an earnings report, that doesn't look in the positive way. But they're doing the right thing with it. They're not taking the money and investing into crypto or the metaverse. Like
I was
you know,
obviously doing the
not doing
research
that.
on this last night.
Yeah.
We look at Google all the time, and Google and Amazon are about the same size from a market cap. They're both roughly 2.3, 2.4 trillion dollars. But it just made me think with them crushing the numbers as good as they are, it surprises me that they're only half the size roughly of Nvidia. That doesn't feel right somehow. Thinking of how ubiquitous Google is in our lives. Yeah. Anyways, but
Yeah.
this stuff doesn't have to make sense, right? I'm putting fundamental values on a stock market valuation, which has no place. There's no place for that. So
Yeah, yeah. No, and Nvidia's in a good spot, man. With the tech world, Nvidia is in a great spot because guess what? Probably Google's using to run some of these things. Yeah, Nvidia chips.
well,
So
fair
the
point.
house, Nvidia's like Nvidia in this AI world is the house, is the casino. They're the casino in this world, right? No matter what business you're in, you're gonna use us, and as long as that keeps happening, they're front and center right now. All right, let's take a look here, friends. So that's Google, the big one on the gap up list. We got a couple more here, MBLY and Run. Let's take a look at those two. MBLY. We've seen this as Mobile Eye. We've seen it plenty of times. Does not trade very well, so I'm not going to be watching it on my list, friends. It's a stock that the daily's just the intraday action. The daily don't look good to me at all. Peter, I'm not sure there's any news on this one that's worth talking about. Every time we look at it, we end up dismissing it. I don't know if today's anything different.
Let's see. I haven't actually looked it up. So Mobileye. I always love Mobileye. They had earnings actually. Um, they sort of missed their quarter. However, they raised their annual guidance, saying that they see a strong demand for their self-driving chip line, their line of chips for self-driving cars. Why I can't spit this stuff out today. So yeah, so I mean, overall good news despite not having a stellar quarter. But as we know, right, it's always the forward-looking statements that get the most traction, and that's what's pushing them higher.
Yeah. All right, there it is. Again, typically not something I watch. It doesn't trade very well, so I'll leave it alone. One of them that's gapping up here is ABVX. ABVX. Let's see. Oh, it's just gapping down now. So it's back and forth. It's just moving between $70 and 68. You can see it here. It's very aggressive this morning. If you guys remember, this is the one that gapped up huge a couple of days ago, yesterday. And then here's just second day play. So again, be careful. Did this actually end up at 80? No. Was that what?
Remember, we had looked at
Oh
this
yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
day. It was
Yeah,
a
it was
crazy,
yesterday. Yeah, it was like a reverse split or some. I don't
yeah.
remember something there.
There's a
Yeah,
one for like 10 million split or something like that. I can't remember, but
yeah.
anyways,
It.
they announced a secondary offering today. They actually got halted on the European exchange, on the France exchange, I guess. And anyway, so whatever. It just sounds messy. I'm not going near it.
Yeah, careful, guys. Don't get caught in this mess. So be careful if you're gonna trade this. All right, Peter. That kind of covers our gap up. One of them that's sliding in here is BMNR, which we looked at plenty of times. Let's see if my strategy was right on this thing. Hold on a second. Yes. Yes, it was. Short at the open, and a full buying power and close at the close. Again, it delivers. It's been delivering every single day since it dropped 50 bucks. If you follow my strategy here, you could have been a millionaire. A millionaire by now, but you didn't. Full buying power, go short and buy here. And for disclaimer, I'm completely kidding. Do not sue me.
Neither Carlos nor Peter are registered brokers or investment advisors. Please do not take any investment advice from Carlos or Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Our legal stuff has been checked off there. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. Opens up, sells off, not really tradable, Peter. Back on our list again. You know what? Today, someone's going to actually do what I just said, and they're going to lose money because it's probably going to go up to 50. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so I don't know. This is
No part of that.
no part of that. Not tradable, friends. We'll move on, Peter. Anything new on this?
Well, one you skipped over was Sunrun. I'm surprised to see it. We normally see solar companies gapping down, not up. However, Sunrun's got some good news that they have announced a partnership with Tesla in Texas. So over the last couple of years, Texas has been sort of in and out of the news when they've had power outages. They've got a grid that doesn't have a lot of resilience. And the Texas governor claimed that they had built resilience, and then it failed again. And he, oops, so we got to do more. So apparently, Sunrun and Tesla are teaming up to saying that they are going to, enable people to power their own homes and feed energy back into the grid. So nothing earth-shattering about that, other than it's good news for Sunrun to partner with a much bigger dog in Tesla. And we know that Elon, of course, has been long into solar. I haven't heard anything about his solar. What was his solar company called? Is it the Sunrun? No.
Whose?
Did he have another? He had a solar panel company for sure, because he was using his battery technology and Solar City. First Solar? No, people are giving me different names here. Whatever it was, it was one of them. Anyways. Whatever. I haven't heard much about them. Elon hasn't been talking solar. He's focused on other things, and we're going to talk about those other things he's focused on in a minute when we get to the gap down list. But anyway, Sunrun is gapping up in a partnership with Tesla.
Right, there you go, friends. All right, Peter, anything as far as the gapping up that you like that we have not covered?
Well, the whole semiconductor sector is gapping up this morning. So NVIDIA, AMD, I like the look of them, although they were up big sort of overnight and early on. Right after the close, for some reason, the semis had a good little move. They're giving a little bit back now, but I still think they'll be in play. Don't forget, NVIDIA is still hanging around at these all-time high areas. So yeah, there's it's still looking very bullish out there for NVIDIA in my mind. But other than that, Amazon and Meta seem to be just hanging on to Google's coattails, I think, this morning and pushing themselves a little bit higher. But yeah, that's it. A lot of stuff gapping down today, actually. A little more down than up.
Yeah, I see that. All right, let's get down to the gap down list, friends. We got a bunch on here, but I want to go straight to Tesla. Here's why. Because I want to make sure we cover everything on there, and in case we run short on time. It's a lot to cover there, Peter. So let's go right to it. The elephant in the room, Tesla. Earnings last night, not looking so hot.
And I gotta believe it's no coincidence that in the same week they announced their earnings, which were not good. They missed their numbers quite significantly, and most people expected that. So Tesla's a funny animal because, even though they missed their numbers and, people expected them to miss their numbers, I feel that they weren't really hit that bad. Now, I don't think it's any coincidence that they launched their diner the same week. And I was seeing some, like, people were taking videos of the opening and obviously still shots and stuff. It actually looks pretty cool. You got those giant video screens on two sides of it, and then of course it looks like a landed spacecraft. And I mean, who knows if the food's any good? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a burger joint, I assume, right? So, how
Yeah, you
how
can't mess that up. I mean, you could, but
yeah, how bad can it be?
yeah.
So, but it does feel like a little bit of a distraction, right? It feels like, that they launched to say, look at the pretty shiny thing, right? That we've established. That being said, there is some good news. Like there's good news out there for Tesla, but as usual, Tesla's got to prove it. And that's usually there's a lot of sizzle, right? We've yet to see the stake in some of it. So the robo-taxi, could be great news for them. They've actually said that, Elon was trying to spin that their sales numbers are down, but they don't care too much because that gives them more inventory to be able to turn over to robotaxi, activities, so they can put into their robotaxi dedicated fleet. That feels a little bit of
Yes.
sour grapes
Yeah.
there, but all
What?
right, sure,
Okay.
whatever.
That doesn't sound great.
Because I mean, let's face it, they're still waiting for approval in a number of quite a number of states, right, to launch this thing. It's no, you could imagine, right, getting robo taxis on the road in the U.S. is not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of rules and regulations you got to go get through. And they're still working with the states of California, Nevada, Arizona, Florida, for example, where they're waiting for this permission, right, to launch them properly. So, there's a lot of work ahead of them to get that launched. They did say on the downside, they're very concerned that the EV incentives that some of their customers were relying upon that gave a discount to the purchase price of a Tesla are going away as per the new finance bill. And to quote Elon, he said, "Expect a few rough quarters." Those are his. So when he's saying a few rough quarters, it's probably going to be pretty ugly for the next year or so.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, Tesla's one. We know Elon's famous for never hitting his deadlines, right? So we all know when he says, yeah, here's the date, you just don't hold your breath. That date doesn't happen. But eventually, so far, they've generally got to the finish line, right? Even if the date has been late. So, the fans of Tesla are going to still be out there. I think there's a lot of people that are really bearish on Tesla's stock right now, and I can understand why. But just be careful if you're looking to short this thing because there are still a lot of fans, right? And we've seen those fans support Tesla when the fundamentals didn't support it. So I'm always skeptical. All I know is it gives good trading opportunity, whether you're trading it long or short. So it's on my sort of perma list. I would caution anybody of being too opinionated in one direction or another because like I can't say that you won't be right. I just don't know. We just seen in the past so many times when you think Tesla's dead, right? This is it, right? They can't recover from this. I mean, remember there's twice where they were literally days away from bankruptcy when Elon found hundreds of millions of dollars to keep the company afloat. So Tesla's got more lives than a cat. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. It's an exciting story. It's one of the
Yeah.
fun trading stocks, right? So, I love it for that, if nothing else.
Yeah, it is exciting, man. What he's trying to do is, I'm telling you, other car companies are just saying, yeah, Elon. They're rooting for Elon to get all these approvals and policies done. He's doing all the hard work. He's paving the way. And then these other car companies are going to come right in and use all these policies for the full self-driving, whatever thingy. So, I'm sure other CEOs are rooting for him. They really are. Then you're going to see all these guys just use all the policies he was able to get.
Well,
so, good for him.
And in fairness, I mean, he's not alone in leading that. Like Waymo actually has approval in more regions with a significantly larger deployed base in North America than Tesla does. So they are behind in the self-driving car, but they have every opportunity to catch up and catch up fast. So Anyways, it's just time will tell.
Yep,
We'll see,
yep,
Carlos.
sure
I
will.
said it's exciting one way or the other. It's going to be
It is.
interesting.
It is. It is the future for sure. All right, let's see here, friends. Let's see what else is gapping down this morning. So we talked about the big ticker here, Tesla. Let's take a look at STM. STM is next on top of the list today. We do have a this is semiconductor or
Yeah.
microelectronics. Yeah, so they're
Yep.
down here 15%, Peter. Wow. That's a big drop. 824,000 shares traded. The drop happened this morning, very early on. What's driving this thing lower?
Really, it was a very surprising loss in the quarter. They took a much larger restructuring charges than were anticipated, and that led them to actually lower their full year guidance. So not only, well, their guidance for the coming quarter as well as the full year. So yeah, little disappointment on ST Microelectronics forecast. This is
All right.
it's a Franco-Italian company. Huh, I didn't know that. I thought they were, I don't know why I always thought that they were US based, but they're not. Because actually it says they're based out of the Netherlands, but this article says they're Franco-Italian. They seem to be European, one way or the other. So,
Yeah, yeah. It's a ADR. What's the ADR? I don't know what that is. ADR.
oh,
All right.
American Depository. We looked at that up.
Oh,
Yes.
is that stuff we're making fun of
Yeah.
yesterday? Yeah, there we go.
That would imply that they're dual traded. So it's not one of the semis. I don't even keep it on my semi list. They don't typically trade all that well
Yeah,
in the North American markets. Again, just look at the daily chart. You can sort of see, how it gets so frequently it gets these gaps, and then all the daily candles are really tiny. So that's like that type of chart we see, small daily candles with a lot of gaps, usually is indicative of a stock that's traded on another exchange, and this
yeah,
exchange just sort of catches up just catches up to wherever the price landed in the other market. So
yep, yep. Everything's happening usually overnight for us while their market is open. So yeah, you see that there. All right, let's take a look. So next one on here, CMG. How are we doing with our? How are the avocados, Peter? Looks like the avocados are not doing too hot this morning.
avocados from Mexico. Anyways, one of the best ads. That thing just sticks in my head. Yeah, Chipotle had earnings last night, I think it was, and uh, they said that the demand for for what they call their dine out demand has shrunk, which means that that's a lot of their sort of remote orders and delivery orders is weak. So sales were down as such. They basically provided a guidance that was to the low end of their previous guidance. So they didn't actually lower it, but it was sort of weaker than it had been before. So yeah, so they're this is why they're dropping. Chipotle is one of those. Remember, this used to be a super high price stock,
Yeah,
and then they did a split. And I was really hoping it was going to trade well because I would have loved to have traded this actively. It has not proven to be an active trader. It really has not traded very well, which has been disappointing for me personally. Maybe today will be its day. I might just watch it because I still have hope. But so far, my hope has not been proven to be valuable. So.
yeah. We're talking about this the other day, and yeah, this is one that volume has not come into it. Volume is continuing to be
No.
low. Um, are you watching it today?
I think I will. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah, they did a 50-1 split back in June 2024. So there it is. Price was almost $3,000 in this thing. So yeah, not sure about this one. I'll put it on a secondary for now. We'll see what we can get out of it, and we'll see. Yeah, put it CMG. We'll put it right on here. All right, let's take a look at what else, friends. So going to our gappers list brought to you by Trading Terminal.com. Friends, you can get the gappers list and a bunch of other tools available to you there. Let's go to Dow. Why is Dow joined here? What is Dow? What is this? DOW. It's not Dow Jones.
Dow,
Is this
Dow
different?
Chemicals.
I think. What is this?
Dow Chemicals.
Okay.
They're like DuPont and Dow, and they make stuff that is environmentally questionable but valuable in everyday life.
There we go.
We can't live without them, but we don't have to like them. Anyways, they actually missed. They had earnings. They missed on revenue, and they cut their dividend by 50%. I think that's probably the big thing that's sinking them here today. When you have your dividend, that doesn't make long-term holders happy, and that doesn't give you the incentive to buy it in the short term. So yeah, Dow is dropping as a result.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not liking it as much here, but yeah, we'll see. All right, next is gonna be, let's jump to American Airlines. American Airlines is another one on the list this morning, Peter, and obviously down 6.3, 8.3 million shares traded. I do like trading American Airlines when we got tons of volume like we do today. Peter, what's driving this one lower, and what's taking place this morning?
Yeah, so it's earnings. I'm still trying to figure out these earnings because I've got different reports here as to whether they beat their numbers or not. So I think what happened is they made less money this quarter than the same quarter last year, which is disappointing. That revenue essentially was down, but it actually beat the guidance. So if the guidance information I've got here is right, they said they were going to earn, or the analysts believe they were going to earn 14.3 billion, we'll call it, and they earned 14.4. They said they were going to make 79 cents a share, and they actually made 95 cents a share. But those numbers are down compared to the previous year. They also sort of reduced their guidance a little bit for the next quarter, the upcoming third quarter. And again, they didn't actually lower it significantly. It's at the low end of analyst expectations. So I don't know. I mean, it's not great news, but it's not really terrible news here for American Airlines. That being said, there's a lot of sensitivity. There always has been on the airline sector. So, it really, unless you're giving fantastic numbers, you usually get punished. That's just the way airlines seem to work.
Yeah, yeah, you got to really hit it out the park here to have a positive impact. All right, back to this list. I think that kind of covers. Oh, United Health. Let's go there, and then we're gonna go to you, Peter, on what you like. But United Health making the list. We haven't talked about this one in some time. What's going on with them today, Peter? They're down at 3.9. They have 1.1 million shares traded, so that's definitely some volume there. What's taking place this morning?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're not feeling good right now. So first off, whether you follow Kramer or not, Jim Kramer still has some influence in the market. He was talking about United Health and said that as a company, it's a tragedy. So yeah, his direct quote is, "United Health is just a tragedy on so many different levels." So. He said it's a tough stock to trade right now, and you don't like the situation because there's just so many problems. At the same time, you've got a number of former workers that are spilling the beans, that are happily talking to the Department of Justice and telling them about all the malfeasance they were told to do or that they observed while employees of United Health. So yeah, it feels like it's bad times for them out there now. Remember, you know, I guess United Health doesn't have the same policies as do Boeing, because so far I haven't heard of anybody being unalived. So I guess but um, anyways, it's there's the Department of Justice has been hot and heavy on them, spurred of course by the public outcry after one of their senior corporate executives was assassinated, or really was killed by a former military, disgruntled military. I mean, he was military, but he was just a disgruntled customer who felt he was mistreated, and then a bunch of people stood up and said, "Hey, you're not alone, buddy," right? And so rather than the public getting very angry at such a public killing, it oddly got support. So anyways, yeah, so United Health has been in trouble for a while. That being said, Carlos, we've been watching the stock, and whenever you think it's down and out, just look what happened back in May. Right, this thing has a way of popping up and coming back and surviving. So I don't know what's going to happen today. Like, there's nothing really new today. It just, other than the Department of Justice said yes, they're continuing their investigation, and yes, they have a number of former employees who have agreed to testify.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember too when that came out, people were actually starting funds to help him with his legal fees. Like people that
Yeah.
were feeling that the way you're saying. I mean, it's crazy. Like, dude, this guy just killed someone. What are you promoting here? Come on. All right, let's see what else. United Health again in play. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it. It's usually a very difficult stock to trade. We had a lot of fun with this when they had was it back in the scandals back in May or something. It traded very well, but for the most part, I'm not sure about it now. All right, we'll stop here. One more. QBTS gapping down this morning. So I see that one on here. Gapping down 2.1, 900. Oh, let me get the right ticker at the bottom. 966,000 shares traded. So plenty of volume. Big day yesterday. Went from 18 to about 20 or so. Maybe a second day play today, Peter. Looks interesting on the daily for sure.
Yeah, D-Wave, they reported earnings. I mean, does it really matter? Nobody cares about their earnings at this point, do they? But anyways, they reported earnings and announced blah 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 blah. No, sorry, they didn't. They said that they're going to release their earnings on August the 7th. So I sorry, I thought they had released them, but they just said we'll tell you later. So, anyways, that's and maybe that's why they're gapping down a little bit with a little more volume. But I don't know when I don't know if that's late or if that's when they originally said. Again, does it matter? Like nobody cares. Quantum's not about making money.
Yeah.
Quantum's all about spending money. They're pre-revenue. No revenue. We don't want revenue because then people will have expectations.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I remember talking about Jim Cramer. I remember me and Andrew met Jim Cramer a couple of years back.
There
in
you
New York
go.
Stock. A lot of fun.
Yeah, look at that.
It's so funny, man. These guys, they take the pictures quick and it's just, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Move. We got to go. They got to go to their
Moving
next
on,
appointment, whatever. But actually, he was very nice. He was like willing to chat a little more. The person that was managing him, I guess his timekeeper, he's the one that's like, okay, we got to go.
See?
Like, so that's a good
smart.
strategy. That's smart.
Yeah. You get to do the good cop, bad cop scenario, right? You make the underling be the bad cop, and look, I'd love to stay, but I'm sorry, man, and the other person can be like all the problematic.
The other one is I just thought about something. All right, this might be off the tracks here a little bit. You know what the right one said to the left one? Have you guys heard that one?
No.
All right, don't talk to the guy in the middle. He's okay, I'll tell you offline. Have you guys heard that one?
You can't start a joke and not finish it. Come on, man.
All right. So male parts, right? You know what the right one said to the left one? Don't talk to the guy to the middle. He said D. My wife sent me that.
You're paraphrasing that joke.
Oh yeah, but you get it. My wife sent me that, and I was dying. Yeah, don't talk to the guy in the middle. He's a D. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's really good, really good. But yeah, there it is, friends. Peter, as far as gapping down, what else do you like this morning?
On the gap down list, we have QS, QuantumScape. They had earnings, and they're on the gap down list because they missed their numbers. So their second quarter numbers were not up to par, not what people were expecting. So we QS, we'd seen that on our list in a couple of previous days. I was amazed when we looked at it. Was it yesterday or maybe it was the day before, Carlos, on Tuesday? But when we looked at the daily chart on QuantumScape, I was like, whoa. I mean, I thought of this thing, it was a $4 stock. And anyways, it had a good run over the last couple of weeks when we weren't watching. It didn't trade very well yesterday. I don't know what it's going to do today. It's got good volume so far early on here at a little over 1 million shares, but there's so many earnings to pick from. So that's one. Let me go through a bunch of others that I had that I wanted to mention. Carlos, you like airlines, so why don't we talk about Southwest?
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines had earnings. There you go. Love. They had earnings. Oh my God, earnings? No,
oh, you can try to combine earnings and airlines. Yes, earnings.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
one of our phrases.
And they also said that they're seeing a depressed demand for air travel, and their Q2 numbers were under expectations. So not a great quarter for Southwest. So both airlines, right, reporting lowered numbers. On the upside, we had ServiceNow, NOW. They actually beat their numbers and raised their guidance, saying they're seeing very strong demand for their AI offerings and services. So ServiceNow typically doesn't get a lot of volume. It's a higher priced stock, which makes it a little more challenging to trade. But it used to be a good mover. This actually was one of the stocks I used to watch a little more regularly when it was half this price, right? It was much easier when it was a $400 or $500 stock, tougher at $1,000. But yeah, the volume sort of dropped off with that. But anyways, they had a good quarter, and they're one of the few because there was a lot of sort of negative earnings out there. IBM, although it did actually have a good quarter, and but IBM is a funny one where I see this a lot on IBM. For whatever reason, they can have a good quarter, gap down pre-market, and then end up once the market opens. It is a NYSE stock, so it trades a little bit differently, but I've seen this quite often. They had a good quarter. They beat their numbers and raised their guidance, also citing good AI results as well as strong results across a number of business units or business lines. So what else? We've talked about a bunch. There's a few other ones. Like there's a lot of earnings today. Honeywell had earnings. They beat their numbers. HON typically doesn't trade good volume. Nokia. We were talking about service providers yesterday. Today they're phone manufacturer. Nokia actually missed on their numbers. They're dual traded, so that makes it tough to trade in this market. And then there's just tons of others that I won't even bother going into. You guys can look them up if you're interested. I think we hit the big ones. Really, to me, the story and the volume is mostly about Tesla and Google. That being said, one of our members mentioned, I don't want to miss it here, AI Inc., which is LIDR. It seems to be the meme stock du jour. If you're looking for the meme stock of the day, 117 million shares traded already this morning. This thing is up 260%. It closed at $1.13 yesterday. It's trading at about $4 right now. So on what news? Absolutely nothing. So
Love it.
really, it's meme. It's picked up by the memers. It didn't have a super high short float. I see it only here at about 7.5%. So, but it doesn't matter. It's being pushed as a meme this morning. So it seems like every day in the last week or so, it's like let's pick a new one. What are we going to make let go crazy today? So. What is dual traded? Oh, Def. That means that it's traded on multiple exchanges. And usually, if it is, the U.S. exchange is not its primary exchange. So any stock that is traded on multiple exchanges, it makes it usually more difficult because all that happens is the U.S. exchange, which is it's the last exchange to open in the world, I think, time-wise. So it means that usually the move happens in another market, and then it just sort of catches up. Right, it just sort of moves to whatever price it had on the other exchange, and it makes it really hard to trade here. Again, Carlos, what were we looking at earlier? That was a good example. I can't remember. It was one of them.
Man, yeah. What?
One of the very many things.
American Exchange. Yeah. I can't remember, man. So many tickers.
Anyways, whatever it was. Anyways, there's a lot of examples out there.
Yeah. We just had one recently, I think yesterday before, I can't recall the name.
We were just talking about one earlier this morning.
Yeah. Yep, there's a few. Friends, it has NVIDIA news? I don't know about that. LIDR has NVIDIA news. Where did you get that? His Habash Trader.
Has what? NVIDIA news?
Has NVIDIA news? We haven't seen that yet. But
what is NVIDIA investing in them? I mean, NVIDIA is investing in
everyone.
Companies. So,
Everyone.
But I don't.
Yeah.
If you have a reference to that news, I'd be interested. I don't see it here in my news information. Again, it probably doesn't matter. Anything that's up with 100, and now it's at 121 million shares. So it's traded 4 million shares since we started talking about it. This thing is just memeing. So really, the news is irrelevant at this point.
Yeah. All right, friends. Let's take a look here. What you guys like this morning? We'll start here on chat. Oh, okay. Got some
Apollo
data.
now fully integrated into NVIDIA's autonomous driving platform. Uh, AI, a pioneer in high-performance LiDAR technology, announced that its flagship Apollo LiDAR has been fully integrated by NVIDIA into their AGX platform. Okay, so there you go. That is actually really good news for them. All right, so maybe this is
Yeah.
news-driven. All right, that's. Thank you for that reference. So there you go. This is
Oh,
why having
nice.
a community is so awesome. Thank you, Def. That's that justifies it. So.
All right, there we go. All right, friends. Let's see here. Let's take a couple of tickers. We won't take too many because we got so much to discuss today, and we want to get to the open with time here. So LIDR, yes, I'm gonna add that to the secondary list. I mean, that news is great. If you're partnering up with NVIDIA, obviously you're going to get moving here. I still think this is an overreaction, like many stuff. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's take a look here. UNH, I don't like the way it trades, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's see what else we have. Just scrolling through the messages here. Mara actually turned out better yesterday. Mara, here it is. So it actually did become a nice short here. There we go. So it actually finally sold off there. So there it is on Mara. And today, as far as second day play, 4.1 million shares traded. It is on, down about 8%. So not, sorry, 0.8, so less than 1%. So not that much. It could be interesting. I actually do want to watch it. It was a great show yesterday. I don't think we're going to get that today, but let's see where it goes this morning. All right, what else? We'll stop here. How about over on YouTube? Let's take a few from there. We have that one. CMG, we did look at. Did I ask CMG? I did. CMG is on my list. Again, I don't know how well they're going to trade, so we'll just keep an eye on it. And PLTR, what's it doing today? Let's take a look. Thank you for mentioning that one. Great breakout yesterday. We're talking about this one. It can be so explosive. I'm going to watch it today again. I really like PLTR. I mean, it can trade very well. Sometimes it gives you a hard time out of the gates, but for the most part, it's one of my favorite tickers to look at, really. So PLTR will be on the list as well. And NVIDIA we have on here. I have Google, I have Tesla. Those three obviously pretty interesting. We did look at MXL. We did look at this one. I mean, it looks a little messy, man. I gotta be honest here. Up 30%. It's been up and down here. It does have the volume today. This is max linear. I think I'm gonna go with something else, right? But again, it is in play. It is a 80 million shares flow, so it's not a low flow stock. I just think I'm gonna have better success elsewhere. But you know what? I'll watch it. I do like the gap up. 1%, 30% is quite a bit. This stock normally gets no volume. Today, they're actually doing the volume that they do for the entire day on most days, just in the pre-market. So that's exciting. If there's any day there's going to be trade well, it should be today. But we really got to see how the market open is going to come in with that volume. If we don't get great volume at the market open, then this thing is not going to do well at all. Friends, let's head over to variabletraders.com, and you can always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Thursday, so we're going to hop on over to what's taking place today.
Yeah, today is Mentorship Day. We have a number of good mentorship sessions. As always, this is for our elite members, and they happen in the webinar room. It's going to be led off by Jared, who at noon is going to talk options trading, as Jared was saying this morning, as he did his Engineering the Markets segment. He's on 3 times today. He did the pre-market engineering the markets. He's going to do the options trading, and then he's sitting in for Megan. So Jared is an awesome guy. He covered for me yesterday. He's covering for Megan. We all owe him some drinks there. So anyways, he'll be doing options at noon. At 1 o'clock, Lenny is going to be on talking about trend trading. And then, of course, you get Thor's evening session at 8 p.m. So 3 great sessions for you today, noon, 1 o'clock, and 8 p.m. And it's not too late. You can join right now as an elite member. If you're not already, just go to variabletraders.com and you can pick one of the elite membership options, and you can get ready. You could join Jared right there at noon. Plus, of course, be in the chat room for all the other hours you want to. We are there live for every hour that the market is open, and we trade live with you. It's a great community. It's a lot of fun too. Our people are great, and they point out stuff every single day. They point out things you might not otherwise be watching, and it helps. Thousands of eyes on the market is always better than just your little two. So All right. Carlos, why don't we set some levels? We've only got about 10 minutes till the market open, so we'll do that. I'll let people know what our moderators are watching, and we'll get ready for this day. Hopefully, it's going to be a great one.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Let's start with Tesla here. Again, it's the big one today alongside Google. So this morning, low of the pre-market, we're sitting at 309.60. We'll slam a level there towards the top. The high of the pre-market is over at 314. Again, after earnings dropping here down 6.4. Tons of volume, 6.9 million shares traded. So we'll be in play today for sure. Looking forward to this one, man. It's going to be, I expect it to be insane at the open. 303.94, another great level towards the bottom, and we do have another one just right. Got a couple on here, but I'm going to go with the closest one. It's going to be 300, also kind of like a psychological number as well. I don't think we'll get that low. I don't think Tesla has that drop. So having levels towards the top will be important today as well. We have the main one here that's being covered by the low of 2 days ago, so that's going to be right around 321, and then above that you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Heading over to the next one that also had earnings, but they're heading the other way after crushing earnings and everything was good for them. It's Google. High of the pre-market 198.94. Now all-time highs. We've been higher. We're close. We've been higher, and we're actually at an area where we had resistance before. Like if you look at that pre-market high right here, we had a lot of resistance, then we broke out, hit all-time highs, and then we just like fell apart really, and we're back. I don't know, and I never looked at Google's chart, but that's a big V drop situation here. What was happening? I don't understand. That's interesting. Like a lot of stocks didn't drop this much. This one took a pretty dive. All right, so above that we have 201.48, so we'll slam one there, and then above that the all-time high sitting around 206.94. So there it is for Google. But again, looking good towards the bottom. You do have highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. I am going to mark down the low of the pre-market for Google here is going to be 94.29. Next, Nvidia. Again, just still hovering right below their all-time high, right? They're not going anywhere. They had a big big red day here this week, a couple of red days before that, but they're bouncing back. You know, tech is just hanging out here. High of the pre-market 173. The low I'm going to mark down as well, 172.01. By the way, these highs and lows, if you're using DAS, you can have them mark automatically for you, and they'll update as to go. I like to mark them in case the updates before that. I still want to keep this on deck into the open. Outside of that, you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close on there as well. Let's take a look at American Airlines, one of my favorite tickers to trade, and that's not American Airlines. That's AL. We don't want AL. We want American Airlines. This one here. Love the pre-market 111.65. We'll slam a level there above 12.87. High of the pre-market, and you have a lot going on here towards the top. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. We do have 9 million shares traded. Right where the price action is at, just right above that, a great area of resistance, 11.89 right here. So we'll mark that as well. So there it is. And then last but not least, got to go over POTR. Man, so much to cover today. This is great. I think it's going to be a good day. POTR, high of the pre-market 154.24, the low 153.45, and you see here you're surrounded by just tons of the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Great day yesterday. I'm not going to mark any more on this. I think it looks great. Peter, what does our team look like this morning?
Our team looks great. They always look great. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. But what are they trading? Well, Lenny's going to be trading Tesla, Google, AMD, NVIDIA, IBM, American Airlines, and United Health. Jared's going to be watching Google. He's going to take an eye on Tesla and maybe Chipotle for the 7th layer of beans. I love it. All right. He's also going to add IBM to his list. Thor is going to be watching PLTR, Mara, Tesla, and of course some future contracts. Phil is going to be looking at Tesla, Google, NVIDIA, AMD, and Broadcom. So there's a lot of semis on there. Mike is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, and the scanners. I've got my usual 3. I'll also be looking at Google, Chipotle, LiDAR, just because it's in play. That's for fun, and American Airlines. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, Chipotle, Google, and of course the market indices. And Brendan is going to be watching Tesla, AMD, Google, and NVIDIA. So lots to pick from today, right where they want. Low float, high cap, the big stuff, the little stuff. We got stuff all over the place. High volume, low volume, name what you want. We got it. Sale, low prices. Anyways, I felt like I was a huckster there for a second. Whatever you trade smart, guys, and hopefully you have a good day. We have 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes to the market open. I'm going to switch over my platforms. Get ready for this. I want to be ready to go here. I think it's going to be a good day, though. I thought that yesterday. Actually, yesterday open, I didn't get any trades yesterday. There was actually some good trading later in the day, but I had to be really
Yeah.
patient. It wasn't until about noon that I got sort of my first real trade. So yeah, we'll see what happens today.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of great trading later in the day. All right, friends, we're gonna hop off. Brian and Andrew will come on shortly here in chat. We'll let you guys to it, and we'll see you later. All right, let's flip everything over.
All right, Brian's ready.
Yep. It's Brian. Okay. Yeah, Brian's good to go. All right, we'll cut this.
Hold on. Brian.
Let those guys focus. And all right, 1 minute, 5 minute, and Tesla. That's what I'm gonna be watching front and center today. The first one on deck is gonna be Tesla. I really want to see how this open is going to be.
All right. This show on the road.
Just putting my list together here. Tesla, Google, Nvidia, American Airlines, PLTR. Secondary for me, CMG. Low flow of the day. Is this a low flow, right? What's the name of this company? AI? That's actually pretty good. Are they doing that on purpose?
Yeah.
AI?
Yeah, of course they.
That is, dude. That I like that.
It's like it's a
and they're
great
semiconductor,
pun, right? Because
it's awesome.
There's like well, they make lidar systems. So,
okay.
So lidar, right? So it's like a seeing eye system for your car. So the eye makes sense, right? An eye on the road, and they get the AI. Anyways,
they get the AI as far as artificial intelligence. There's a lot going on here, man.
Good little double entendre there.
It's
beautiful.
Good.
Anyway,
very good. All
right, let's put lidar on here just because it seems to be fun. We'll see. Once this thing opens at the open, it could not be fun anymore, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. Oh yeah, their earnings are in 7 days, and this was a bad move releasing this now. Bad move. Somebody needs to get
keep the gains.
You might you know what it is? If you have bad earnings, you wait 3 days and then you release this news and you come back.
Right.
Exactly. But to release it now, I mean, unless you completely crush your earnings, this is not good timing. So someone needs to be questioned, not fired. Just need to be questioned. Let's not be hasty.
All right, Tesla. I'm hoping Tesla's going to be a good rising devil for me. It's a tough one though, because again, I'm worried that the fans are going to show up, and this thing is going to rocket higher.
Yep.
It feels like it should drop though. It really should. But just because Tesla should do something doesn't mean it will.
Yeah. Yep.
What are the markets doing? Let's see. The SPY and the Qs are both marginally green right now. Okay.
Smith. All right, so Smith is joining us. Usually he is in the room, but today he's joining us here. Welcome, man. Welcome to the YouTube BBT family.
All right. Okay. We got a minute to the open.
PTR looks good.
Where's Oh, there's Andrew. He is there. I didn't see his camera. All right. Yeah. What else can I watch? There's so many options. I don't know what to put on my list.
It's a lot today. Yeah, it's a lot today. All right, 30 seconds. Ben is back on top of the leaderboard. That takes a lot of work, man. I mean, you barely. I'm telling you, that's a lot of work, man. We to get that first spot. These XP points are not cheap. Not cheap. They're not easy. You gotta be active. Oh, good job, Ben.
Big
Yep, I'm
Russell's
gonna watch
leaving.
Tesla. Who's leaving?
All right, guys, here's the bell.
Ding, ding,
Here's
ding,
the
ding,
opening
ding.
bell. Let's see what we get.
Rocking and
Oh, am I
rolling.
gonna get no pullback on Tesla? It's just gonna drop. Ah, come on, Tesla. Wait for me.
It's gone, man. It's gone. Oh, it's not. It's a shame. Google's going the other way. Today would have been a day if it did a rising dev. I would have jumped in 3 minutes before because I expect
All right,
this thing
I'm
to
short.
be wild.
I'm short Tesla, anyways. Oh, and I just got stopped out of break even.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It might be a
I was
long,
hoping
Peter,
for-
today.
Let's see. That's what I'm afraid of.
It might be a long
That's what
today,
I'm afraid
man.
of is that it's just gonna pop higher because it can do that. It can absolutely do that.
I might want to scalp this for a 1 minute ORB if we see strength. I usually don't trade the 1 minute ORB, but if I see this move up
Whoa,
to that
whoa,
310,
whoa. Okay, I'm short again, and this time I just partialed.
let's go,
So,
Peter.
Stop at break even. I'm gonna move my stop a little bit below break even because this thing was popping fast.
You gotta bring your screen
And
up.
I just got
Yeah,
stopped
see-
out again.
Yep.
So here you go. Here you can see here's my two trades. You can.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! It
Oh,
popped up and
man,
this thing
Peter.
is this thing's a
Yeah.
little erratic.
It's wild, but look at this here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. No, see, I just couldn't hold on. Anyways.
I don't blame you, man.
You can
This
see-
thing is moving $4. It's a $4 candle you're looking
Yeah.
at here, right? So, well, now it's $4, right?
Oh,
It's
oh.
not easy.
Dang it! Look at that.
Yeah.
I had the right idea.
Yeah, you did. You
It's,
did, man.
Couldn't
did.
Hold on.
Google also selling off. That was a beautiful 1 minute ORB breakdown. Again, those are tough to trade. They're not easy. So, but Google's also selling down. Tesla, what a beautiful short. This is gonna bounce, friends, and not now. But
Wow.
I see, not here, but I do see a good long play on Tesla eventually. But just let's wait. Let's wait for the setup. This to me, was it that bad to call, Peter? It seems like an overreaction, man. I mean, again, we're gonna trade the price action and not our feelings, but
Yeah, it's impossible to say on Tesla. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers are actually pretty bad on their core business. But as usual, Tesla's got a promise of all these other things, right, that they're going to
Yeah.
do. That people say, oh, don't worry, these things will, make the business survive. And I don't know. It's tough to tell because Tesla's, Elon's gotten good at playing the game. So
yeah, yep.
I just wish I could have held in there on this.
Check out
Yeah,
Nvidia,
sure.
man. Nvidia is looking interesting here above the VWAP. I do like this minute 3. I like it for a VWAP breakout. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go long here Nvidia. Let's see if we can stay above the VWAP. I do like this setup here. Ah, just dropping. Let's see. Stop. I'll give it 40 cents. 172.20. I do got a decent
Yeah,
entry,
it's-
but we gotta hold here.
It's a hard trade.
Yeah, yeah. It looked good for the engulfing, but we just didn't get the push. So 172.20, I have to jump out. We can always jump back in. You know what? I should have waited for the 5 minute candle to go green. That probably would have been a better entry. That probably would have been a better entry. 172.20, we're out. That's about 30 cents stop. Which is kind of tight for Nvidia, but it depends. Oh, of course, it depends how many shares you take. I like it.
Oh,
We're making
Tesla.
higher highs, higher
Ah.
lows. This will be an important candle here.
I wish I was still in Tesla short here. It's just.
Still going down, man. I'm not watching it. Oh.
Not it survived around the 300, so it's still
Yeah.
there. But I just a little bit of regret there.
Yeah, yep. All right, let's see. Let's see if Nvidia can hold here. I love this 5 minute candle, man.
You
It's
know,
a lot of
I-
buying pressure there.
Yeah.
So I like
was
that.
gonna buy Nvidia and go in with you at 172.20. It's not my typical trade, but feeling
Yeah.
bold today. I should have. Look at
Hey,
this.
you're feeling good
Should've.
today, Peter. I like it.
I know.
I like it. I like
know.
it, man.
I feel like this is. I'm gonna write this down as a miss. This is.
Let's see here.
NVIDIA 934.
Wow, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
933.
That is beautiful.
I should
Yep.
have taken it. Damn it. I
Nice.
had the trade opportunity right there.
Yep.
And
Let's see if we can get one
Just-
more pop. That was awesome. Let's see one more here. Oh, I'm getting some great fills, man. These fills are really nice. So a couple of partials above this 173.
Darn it, I missed NVIDIA. That's my bad. I should have taken it.
Yeah,
You were right, because
it's
it did
alright,
look
man.
good.
Yeah,
It did look good.
I think I could have waited a little more. My entry would have been a little bit worse, but it would have been a bigger confirmation. But the 1 minute and the 5 minute really look nice. So that buying pressure. Let's see. We're
Andrew's
almost-
in NVIDIA with you, so he's
Nice,
also
nice,
going
nice,
long
nice.
and partially.
Oh, he got a great entry too. That's good. See if we could hold here. We'd love to get a buck out of this. Would be awesome. But again, I'm not complaining. We got a nice move, guys. And let's see if we could stay above here. All right. Very nice. I'm watching like a hawk because I know Nvidia could just drop on you. Right? You know, like this is one of those
Yep.
stocks that it can be down at 172.60 in seconds, right? And we're hesitating here.
174.25 is
What's that?
the all-time high.
Oh, thank you. 174.25. Oh, man, this is good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take another partial.
The
You gotta
highest-
be aware of that.
Yeah. 173 is the highest ever close, and we're
Mhm.
above that, so
Yeah.
that might be a level of support now for it. Hopefully,
What you say?
Come on,
172
do it.
what?
174.25 is the all-time high. 173 exactly is the highest ever close.
Okay, it's gonna mark it right there. All right, let's. Yes, it is the high of the pre-market, maybe a little bit lower. That's where I got that from. So,
Like it has been higher pre-market. Back on Friday, pre-market, it was as high as 174.53, but during market hours, the highest it ever went was 174.25. So, anyways,
Yeah.
but in that area, it is might be again. It's got to get a little strength here.
mhm.
Come on, NVIDIA. Come on, NVIDIA. Do it for Carlos.
Yeah, do it for Carlos. Do it. All right, let's see. SMCI
Make
did
me
the
regret
Carlos.
Not entering this trade even
Nah,
more.
if that's the case, don't do it.
Uh,
I'll get out right now and take my wins.
No. I want you to make money.
I'll call it
If
a
you're
day.
making money, it makes me feel better. At least somebody
Oh,
is.
man. Let's see here. All right, friends. What a great open. We knew today was going to be a good open. We got action on Tesla, NVIDIA. Let's see if NVIDIA
AMD.
can. How about
AMD squeezed
PLTR?
higher.
PLTR was a wow. That's a great 5-minute ORB breakdown, friends. If you're watching that and you were not in something, that's another good one. You know what? PLTR is becoming one of our usual suspects, like legit usual suspects, man. Is up
Yep.
there. Is up there because it delivers every time.
And LiDAR, the LIDR, this AI company, they popped up at the open, halted, and now it's right back to where it opened, basically, this $4 mark. So just be careful on this thing. It could be that the fun's over on it. It's still getting volume
Yeah.
though, tons of volume,
Yeah.
tons
Yeah.
of volume.
I think that's 157 million shares traded right now.
I know.
What's it? LiDAR? What? How do you pronounce it?
I don't know. I'm just LIDR. It's just, AI is the name of the company, right?
I like AI.
LiDAR.
I like
LiDAR is the
LiDAR.
technology.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Come on, NVIDIA. Stop playing games. Let's go higher.
LiDAR, which is a combination of What is a combination of radar and what's the LI? Light
Light?
radar? No, no, it's something else. You guys know. Help me out here. Is it light? Really? I thought it was some other technology. Light radar?
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, let's see if we can
Laser.
hold the 9.
Thought it was, yeah, it's laser.
9.
This
Yeah.
is the laser system.
It's not looking good. I might take another part, so I'm not gonna get out. but
Radar and lollipops. It
Yeah.
uses the force.
I'm not out completely, but I did take a partial just in case we're gonna stop out at break even. Take some more off. I mean, we're out on Tesla. Yeah, but I believe that's the play, man. I'm about to copy it straight. I'm gonna say that too loud. You might hear me.
Oh, Andrew's long Tesla to see if it can
Yeah,
pump higher. Interesting.
I'm copying it straight. This one, I think it's a great trade. All right, so Nvidia. Nvidia. I'm gonna get out Nvidia, man. It might still do something later, but I had a great trade already.
But you're not even below VWAP yet.
I know, Peter. It might bounce from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Not even close to break even yet.
But
You do you. Love it. All right, so I am also long Tesla. I saw Andrew take that trade. I like it. Let's see if it can. I think it'll go here. Handcuffs, yeah, Melanie, right? Well, we're not there yet, but I agree with you, Melanie. Discipline, and that's what we need right now. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm getting out, Peter. You know, I'm getting out, and I'm gonna focus on and I could be completely wrong, but I already had a nice thing here. We'll focus on good buddy Tesla. So I'm long Tesla. Let's see if we can get a break. And I got this idea. I mean, I got this idea from Andrew because I think this is overreaction. I think so. Let's see. Let's see if we can get going.
have you changed your mic config? You sound a little echoey.
No, I think what it is my headphones are acting weird. The battery is out on the headphones. So I don't know if that affects the way the whole connection is. It does affect the way I hear you, though.
Right.
You know.
Well, I just realized my mic wasn't on the right settings, but
Nope. What are you getting? Like some kind of echo or something?
it just sounds like you're in a big empty room. You know, where you sort of get that
Kinda.
echo behind you.
I kind of am.
Sounds hollow.
Yeah, I kind of am.
Okay.
Now, you know what? Did I move anything? Because I got to get more furniture in here, man. We got to do that.
Put some pictures up on the walls.
Yep, I do. Oh, man. Should I add?
Move in. Stay a while.
I'm not going to add. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Tesla. Let's see if Tesla. By the way, my stop guy's down here, so I'm not taking as big of a size as Andrew is. Nowhere near, obviously, but my stop could be a little bit further out, 302, because I want. This is where I expect my strategy not to work. So yes, we are giving this like almost $1 and change, almost $2. That's okay. You take less shares. You know, don't take 500,000 shares on this thing, right? Take enough that when you get to your 1 or 2 Rs, it's worth a good, $300-400, right? You don't gotta make the entire month on one trade, and that's important. And
come on, Nvidia.
And Dr. V, we spoke about this yesterday with Dr. V too. So, yeah, I'm out of it, Peter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm out of it. Yeah,
Well,
I'm out of it here.
I was hoping it would pop up for you. It still might, but
yeah, no, I got out of it as soon as this candle went up and started struggling. I'm like, this is no bueno. So I got out, and it looks like it could be a short. But yeah, here's a situation where I always get asked, did you wait for your stop to get out? And no, I didn't. I didn't wait for my stop. My stop is at break even, so all the way down here. And if the price action is showing me something that looks a little sketchy, then I'll just get out of the trade, right? So that's an example there. All right, come on, Nvidia. I mean Tesla. Let's go. Today's not Friday. Today's Thursday. I've been.
Again, you've been a day ahead all week, every day
My
this week.
my wife sent me something because of this. Because I'm missing up the days. I'm like, oh, let's get their swim stuff ready. I'm like, it's Thursday. She tells me because they go swim. The kids go swimming every Friday, and she's like, it's not Friday, hon. I'm like, shit. So all week I've been a day ahead. All week. I'm trading in the future, Peter. That's what somebody said in the comments. That was hilarious. All right, slow and steady. Tesla's doing his thing. I bet Andrew added. Yeah, Andrew's added partial. I mean, he is on it, man. I'm gonna partial 2 right here because this is a good area. So we'll take a partial. Oh, so that's only 1 R, but it's worth partialing because just want to protect your profits. And here it's tough because here it can be the VR could be a rejection, or we could really break through. Hopefully it breaks through, but the VR can now be a rejection here. All right, friends, we haven't heard from you guys. How you guys doing? What's going on? Who's trading what? Long TSLA. Yes, that's another one you could trade. That is Tesla as well. Leveraged.
I didn't hear yesterday who won the membership. We give away membership, right?
We did, and they were on. I forgot their name. It was like some numbers. I had a lot of numbers in it.
A lot of numbers. Okay.
Yeah, like his username.
Was it a real person? Was it?
No,
was
it
it a
is.
bot?
Yeah, they actually answered.
Okay.
It wasn't one of the bots.
Are you here now? If you won the membership, let us know if you're here.
The spy is. Well, you know what? They might be in the chat. They might not be here no more.
Yeah, maybe.
They might be in the chat. Dylan something. Yeah, Dylan with a couple of numbers. Oh, look at the spy, baby. Come on. Tesla, fall in line,
Dylan
please.
Dylan 2020 or something like that. All right, well, congrats, Dylan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, congrats to Dylan. So, I think Thor is going to give like something away tomorrow. Hush, hush.
Oh, really?
Right? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's gonna give away like an hour free mentorship to from
AMD
11
is
to 12.
gunning
So-
higher here. Look at AMD this morning. Bounced
So
off a
definitely
previous
stick
day
around
close
for that.
and
Oh, come on.
wow, what a reversal there.
Alright, another partial on in Tesla, friends. Andrew's doing the same thing. Look at Andrew's trade here on Tesla.
Oh, there you go. It was Dylan 2020, and he said he did win it. Thank you very much. All right, well, congrats,
Nice job,
Dylan.
Dylan. Congrats.
Are you in the chat room at the same time? Have you already signed up, taken advantage of it? Might as well.
All
We
right.
appreciate you sticking with us. It's great.
Yep.
Hit the thumbs up for Dylan.
All right, so there it is. Andrew is long. Tesla,
Yeah.
partial added, partial, and might not be done.
Andrew's a beast. He's a beast, man. He's just
an
not afraid to
animal.
take these trades.
No,
I
he's not.
just admire that so much about him.
Hey, you know what? It's not that he's not afraid. You know what? He's confident in his ability to get out, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care being wrong. He'll be wrong
No.
5 times in a row and take the next trade and just crush it. But his ability to, stop out. Like he knows if this doesn't go right, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna stop and I'll take it again.
Yeah.
And it's hard to
Exactly.
do that. Like that sounds easy, but that's
bet.
not easy to do. You lose the
Absolutely
confidence
not.
every single trade that you lose, and he doesn't. Like he'll have a bad day. He'll come in the next day and of course it hurts. But it's like nothing happened. He'll still trade very well, and that's very difficult to do. Yeah, that's it. Ozam, he's very confident that he's gonna just follow his plan, so he's not worried. Like sometimes we put too much effort on the outcome before we even get into the trade, instead of putting the effort on I'm gonna follow my process, right? You're focusing, I want to get in, but is it gonna work? Like who cares? So follow your process, and he does that very well. All right, Tesla is using. Let's take another partial just in case we're gonna collapse here. We got a couple of bugs. We got like, didn't get past the 1R. Still have shares though. Still have shares left. Oh yeah, thank you, Andrew. Well, I copied you. Andrew's like, nice trade on Tesla. Well, I wasn't looking at it. I looked at over his screen. I just copied him because he got in here. He got in here, and I'm like, oh, I knew that looks good. I jumped in right after. So this is not, oh man, not something we condone, but sometimes you get ideas from great traders, and you can copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't get out there on that drop. Yes, friends. Now here's the difference between me and what Andrew does. Andrew has already added a couple of times. So like, this is what I need to get good at. It's that adding part, man. Like here, if I'm confident, I should have added here. I should have added here, you know, but I keep saying I'm going to do that, and it's easier said than done. All right, this is a great move. We're getting near, you know, I know a lot of people like to do the R's, but here's my stop 302. We're getting near to that 2R there, so we'll see. It's grinding slowly. We're not getting any big moves, even with the SPY pushing up the way it did at 945-ish. We still didn't get any big moves, just kind of slowly, just gradually doing this thing here, which might actually be healthier than not, to be honest, opposed to getting a big pop and then just dropping back down. Shiraz, yeah, right? Maybe it was not. Oh, here we go. Where did Andrew go? Andrew can't leave. We're pushing up on Tesla, baby. Did he go take a shower?
He doesn't care.
He went to take a shower, probably.
That's how he makes his money. He leaves and comes back, and the thing is like to the moon. Like it seems to work for him every time. The rest of us leave, and you know we'd be losing money. But
look, it's just
that's his
he
magic
left.
Formula.
He's gone.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna take a partial, and I hope he has his limit orders in. But another partial, you guys at 307. Let's hope we go higher. But yeah, very nice. No, level 2 right now on Tesla. I'll be honest, I didn't even look at it to get into this trade, and I have not looked at it even while managing this trade. But again, I don't want people to think, oh, level 2 is crap. No, it's not that. It's just, for me, level 2 is not one of my big indicators, right? And you got other traders like Paris, great example. I'm not sure how big Amen is on the level 2, but you got other traders that level 2 is big. It's like they still look at several indicators, but the level 2 holds more weight. The level 2 holds a little bit of weight in certain areas for me only. Like when we're getting close to the previous day close or a major level high of the day, that's when I can see the level 2 a lot more clear, right? It slows down and you see all these orders being populated for the possible breakout. I look at it, but it's not a whole lot of weight that I put onto it, Peter. Peter, I know I should know this, but what is your use of the level 2 like? How are you using it?
I've got a number of different strategies, and I use it in some strategies, but not all. Like when I was trading the open on Tesla, I don't worry about the level 2 because I know at the open level 2's it's not as accurate. Later on, when I trade my Mountain Pass, I do absolutely use the level 2 because I want to see where the balance of orders sit. It helps me understand where the short-term price action is likely to go. So, and then into the close, I absolutely use it on my 1 to 10 trade as well. So for basically I use it on most trade setups after the open. Yeah,
I agree. Level 2 at the market open, it's just there's so much going on. I don't know how people read that. It's just, and a lot of my trades, if you guys notice, are at the market open, so I'm not really looking at the level 2, just the price action, patterns, and volume, right? Even the time and sales at certain points, just you look at it, it's just flying. Like, what are you looking there for? Like, I know you could filter out big orders, but the volatility is there, so you don't really need to focus in on it too much. So, all right, so Tesla. Yes. Let's see. I got some questions here. What are your partials? Are usually 10%? Yes. For Tesla, I did 10%. Because again, I want to keep as much shares as possible if we are going to trend. Like I'm not going to make a boatload of money Tesla on the number of shares I take. It's a $300 stock. I'm not going to be taking 1,000 shares on this thing, right? So I take less shares, but I want to make the money on the move. Like if we get to 310, that's a $4. Well, yeah, around $3 a move there, right? Obviously, I'm going to partial along the way, but if I'm doing 10%, it helps me take a lot more shares. Like here now, I probably would take, a partial at 309. 309 would be a good one, and then I don't want to see it come down below this, right? Below 308, 307. Like my stop from break even, I'm moving it up at least to the VWAP. At least I'm not letting it come back down here, right? So, but yeah, this is turning out to be a great trade, man. I think I know why. I think if I take a trade that Andrew took, and he goes shower, we're gonna crush. I think that's a strategy. You have to do a webinar on that.
Yeah, the shower
strategy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's take another partial. I mean, we're good here. Another partial, 10% here. Oh, look, a situation where I did not get filled. Peter, look, I sent my order. You saw it.
Yeah,
I did not get filled.
There.
I'm at 10% right there. Did not get filled.
Just got filled.
That barely happens, but the timing, I hit it.
Right. So
it's a 5. Yeah, that barely happens.
Right when you hit the button. So usually what happens in that case is right when you hit the button, the price moves away from the offer price that you're looking. Do you what type of order? Do you put like a
marketable limit order plus
right.
minus 5 cents? Yeah.
Right. So basically it said, okay, we'll just wait to see if you get filled. Now, if it had dropped significantly from there, you might just never get filled. But as soon as it came back up to that price, right, within that price range, you notice it filled you right away. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Nice. Nice. I'm struggling with this. How do I set my orders like that? I can send you my hotkey, man. I'll send you my hotkey. It's a script. Is in the script, which is very simple script. So if you're using DAS, I could say if you're not using DAS, I don't know how you could do it in other platforms. I'm sure there's a way, but if you're using DAS, I have a link for that. So I might take another. We're struggling, man. We're getting very toppy here. I'm gonna take another 10% off here as well. So another 10, and I'm gonna leave the rest because I only have like less than 200 now. Well, way less than 200. So what I'll do here is I will use VWAP as my stop. So I'll do that. My usual size of my partials, usually 10%, but so I use 10% and I have 20, and I also have 50%, but I rarely use that 50%. It is programmed, but I'm telling you, I could count the times I use it. Like if I get some kind of crazy move, it's like, all right, I know it's gonna retrace back very quickly, like Nvidia did today with Peter, right? Like the way Nvidia was trading. Was it Nvidia? No, Tesla. You see how fast this thing was coming down? Like if I get a move up to here so quickly, yeah, I'm gonna take 50% off, because you know what's gonna happen is the next move is just to retract back. Right. You see that a lot. So yeah, I get a $9 move in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm taking 50% off. It's like that's so much that it doesn't matter what it does. Now I take 50% off, and you still leave another 50 to see what happens. But that rarely happens, right? All right, my stop loss is at VWAP. All right.
Yeah, we do have some data, economic data. At 9:45, we had the S&P manufacturing and services PMI numbers come out. Those aren't That
Yep.
big home sales just came out. Also not that big of a number, frankly, but it came out actually smaller than expected. 650,000 roughly was the expected number. 627 was the actual number of new home sales registered for the month of June. So a little lower than anticipated, a little weaker than expected.
Yep.
So not by much. But
Harmon says, take the tray and send Andy to the shower. Yeah. That's a strategy.
that's right.
That is.
Oh,
All
look
right,
at
friends.
AMD. I should have taken AMD short, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
GoPro.
All right. Well, we both traded Tesla today, Carlos. I
Yeah,
got
man.
short off the open. You went long on the bounce. It's great.
Yeah. It's good. I love earnings season, man. It's just you get so much opportunities, man. It's awesome. Oh, so it does include that. All right, so I just click on this link here. See that link that Baber Trader sent, and I just want you to check before I open my mouth. This does include the premium academy courses. That's insane, because there's some really good stuff there. So that is a great deal, guys. So trainterminal.com, you get the scanners, all the other stuff, all the tools, simulator, all that fun stuff with the plan, but you also get the Train Terminal Academy courses. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's definitely worth way more than $59 a month. So take advantage of that. BBT just dropped that link. That is, yeah, that's legit. You know what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna and someone in the market is gonna email me say, yeah, that's a mistake. We're gonna fix it, because that is no. I said that I'm like, I had to double take. I'm like, that might be right.
Yeah.
But if that's right, jump on it now.
Well, it is advertised, so that's the price for the moment.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah.
Jump in there. Tons of courses. Peter's got some courses there. I got some courses there. And I'm going to be adding some new stuff. I got to add my view up strategy to that. So we'll do some cool stuff there. I'm using Premium Trading Terminal. Does the chart on the simulator is same as in DAS? The chart on the simulator? No, it's different. No, it's not the same as DAS. It's different. But as far as the chart, it's a chart, right? You're going to see the same thing. You, for the most part, have almost the same indicators, you know? But so it's very similar, but it's not the same, right? Please add the shot. That is the AA shower strategy, the Andrew C's shower strategy. We take the trade, we send Andrew to the shower, and it works. So we're still long Tesla, friends, off the reversal here. We hit VWAP and then some. Let's see if we can get higher. We don't want to see it go below 306. We want to hold here. We want to hold above that. So as long as we do that, we're in good shape. Why can I set my order in IABKR like your price always give me highest price? I'm not sure. Like when you send the fill, it gives you the worst price. I'm not sure what it always gives you high price. What does that mean? Oh, you're doing market order. If you're doing market order, yeah. If you're doing market order, you gotta have that marketable limit. So you can't send a blank check. You send a blank check out there. Oof. Have you guys seen the movie Blank Check? Man, we're old. Whoa, we're older. Remember it's not Blank Check. Oh, it's not. That's probably not the name of the movie. It's the kid that gets the blank check, gets by the bike with the guy reversing. Is it Rich Kid? No, it's not Rich Kid. Is it Rich Kid? And the guy gives him a blank check, and he goes crazy buying the house. It was Blank Check.
I don't know this movie, but others
Oh,
seem
it's
to
I love
say,
that.
say you're right.
If you love that movie, you grew up around the same time I did. Time-wise, because that movie
Okay.
was like every kid's dream to get a blank check and buy all this thing. He had like a water slide in the house. I mean, it was like Home Alone, which is also another big movie growing up. All right, so Tesla collapsing a bit here. I'm going to give it a little bit of room, and I just might take everything off here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that part was a little weird, right? Okay, I'm just gonna get out. Do I get out in Tesla? Let's see. I don't want this to be like a bounce and then we're back up to 308 and I jump the gun. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Tesla's looking like it's yeah, didn't
Yeah.
make it all the way back up, did it? Well, I
No,
mean,
it
it's
did
still
not.
still could. You got a little bit of room. What do
We
you
got
got?
a little
About
bit
a
of
buck
room.
50?
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah. It might be actually. Nah, I don't want to short this here. No. Like we are doing a review at breakdown, but it's not clean. Yeah, we get out there. All right, I'll get out here. It might have played me and then shoot back up, but we had a great trade on this. Let's not bring the rest back to break even. Be just like, just let it go, leave it alone, don't touch it.
Leave it, let it go. But anyways, no, you gotta trade your strategy. Like you're not
Yeah,
here
yeah.
to trade all day, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm used to like my trades later in the day where you just let them go because sometimes they come back close to your entry
Sometimes,
and
yeah.
then take off, right?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes
you
they'll
just-
come right here, right before my line, and come back up. You know, so yeah, yeah. Yep. All right, but very happy with today's opportunities, friends. I mean, so many stuff traded well today. So that's awesome. Nvidia, nice breakout here above VWAP. Turned out to be a decent short after. Google also. Google was actually, we were not focused. We were focused really on Tesla, but this actually is a great 5-minute ORV VWAP breakdown. Here's your 5-minute range. Here's the breakdown. Stop loss, slightly near the VWAP, and then it's just goes. So that was nice. Even now, it looks like it wants to go lower. Some profit taken there. Nvidia is looking interesting, guys, coming up to the VWAP. So maybe there could be an opportunity there. American Airlines, not so much. How about CMG? And this is why CMG is tough. Let's just look at it. It kind of did our move here,
Yeah,
but it's the
Kinda,
volume is
but-
so low, man.
yeah. It's a lower volume than we're used to, so that makes
Yeah.
it tougher. And like this LIDR, it's not the fun maybe is over on it. Anyways, it certainly is not as much fun now as it was. So
Yeah. Nope. We missed Amazon, Eric. I think we missed everything we weren't watching. But no, I agree with you. Amazon, let's take a look.
That happens.
Yeah, Amazon was a great move here. Did you take it? Looks like a decent 5-minute ORB. Got an ABCD pattern in the 1 minute. So if you're watching this one, yeah, it looked pretty nice. Eric, we got distracted with all this flashing shiny things. Thankfully, it paid out today. But yeah, we got They paid out today. All right, friends. What we got? Let's take a look. What did you guys trade? How are we doing on the likes? I haven't asked this morning, but I will ask now. 283. All right, we could do some damage to that number. So yeah, help us out, friends. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We appreciate it. It helps the channel out a ton. So if you're still here, which hopefully you are, let's get that number a little bit higher. 400 is like our sweet spot. We get 400, we're happy. We won't ask you again for like another hour or two. So yeah, we won't bother you
for another hour or two. That's
Yeah.
as far as we can promise. That's all
it.
we got for you.
Well, the store's
all right,
going to come
fair
in at 11 and ask you, right? And then so
Yeah.
forth. So we appreciate it, man. It does help out a ton. So 325, awesome. Let's see, 335, very good. Amazing. Challenger trader, the 30-minute candle. Yeah, you know what? So send it over. I send it over to info. Send a screenshot too, right? Send a screenshot. It's important. Is it? What's the? No, I'm gonna have. I have this written down somewhere. I'm gonna have BBT confirm. Our team confirm here. And there's also a and this is important too, guys. There's a thing here. When you go to train terminal, you do have like a feedback type thing, a little in the corner. These guys are on it. I know even Andrew monitors it. So send your feedback there as far as, you know, if you see something that needs that could be improved, or you know, if you see something that's not working properly, let us know. Put it on there, you know. And you guys have been great. You guys like been, you know, sending information and this and that. We appreciate it. Everybody's been so supportive. It's awesome. So we'll get that for you.
Yeah. Nvidia did break down here, so yeah, I'm regarding AMD. AMD sort of put in a little bit of a double top, not a mountain pass because it was too early for that, but it did sort of double top and drop.
Yeah.
And this LIDR down below 4, it's looking a little boring right now. So
Yeah, you know, if it's actual news, it's one to be on the lookout for. If it's news that's actually, you know, it's a big deal, because Nvidia's name is on, like you mentioned, Peter, it's on everything, right? So how big is it actually, you know, the investment? Like, what was it that time that was they're investing in another company was like only like 100 million? Like that's not big. That's not gonna move the needle.
Not for them. Well,
you know,
not for Nvidia. It's big for the other company, but yeah, it wasn't big for
it's
Nvidia,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, it's not a huge investment, right? So yeah. Entry on Tesla, yes. So here's my entry on Tesla. So again, this stock I did mention before I saw Andrew trading. I did mention, hey, you know, Tesla did drop a lot. We might see, and I think I was talking to Peter on it. We might see a reversal back to VWAP, because that's usually what happens when you have such a big drop, a little bit of an overreaction at the open. You know, sellers get exhausted. We might see a bounce to the VWAP. So it did this beautiful, again, just support there. Right, but I was still in Nvidia, so I wasn't really watching it closely. I looked over, Andrew was already in it from here long, so I'm like, you know what, I agree with that trade, right? So again, I already had an idea. It's not like I kind of follow him on this one, but I saw he was in it. I'm like, I agree with that. This looks very good. So I followed his trade, I copied it, and went in long. But again, I had a notion that already that's what we wanted to see on Tesla, and then we parsed on the way up, right? So again, it's not about copying someone. Someone can give you an idea of a trade. You still got to match it up against your trade book and your plan. You still have to have a plan in place. Just don't blindly follow someone. It doesn't work. You know, not consistently at least. T-Man. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's okay. And this one I actually did. And this one I actually did. Although I had a idea, I did.
Yeah. For what it's worth, he said you had a great trade on Tesla, so he did acknowledge. that he had a
Yeah.
good trade. Even if to your face, he'll call you a copycat for sure.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely go and say, "Carlos, stop copying my trades."
Yeah.
And this one I can't argue with him because I did.
Yeah.
I did. But let's see here. Oh, look at POTR, messy. But you know what? POTR does this, man. It'll be messy for like the first hour, and then it'll give you this beautiful trade. And what happened yesterday, Peter? You were trading most of the day probably, but you saw yesterday things just took off, right? Like at noon.
We had some
It's
weird moves yesterday that I couldn't trace. Like middle
Yeah.
of the day, if you look sort of mid-afternoon, AMD on a 1-minute chart had the sudden spike, huge volume, big spike, no idea why. Like it just came out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
for whatever
Even
reason,
on
it
even on the
decided-
5 minute, you could see here like look at this choppiness, and then around noon it just starts getting nicer. POTR did the same thing. Look how beautiful POTR was. When I came back and saw POTR, I was like, wow, what a move! What
Yeah.
a move! What else? It's a couple of things that were pretty nice yesterday. So SPY took off here, and that sparked a lot of things. Actually, Andrew, he was it Nvidia? Nvidia, out of nowhere, we got this spike close to 11, and Nvidia just took off. I believe he was still in it. So great stuff. Thank Paris, appreciate the support, man. Yeah, thank you for promoting the likes and all that. It helps a ton. All right, let's see who's leading the board, which is not easy
People,
to do.
Andrew must have mentioned putting on the handcuffs again, and Ross has posted a different type of handcuffs, I think, than what Andrew might be thinking of.
I think we got people confused with all the OnlyFans comments. I think we got.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that the YouTube algorithm is gonna start sending some interesting people over to our feeds. All right, Mojito.
Oh.
Is this Mojito? I want to say it's Mojito because it sounds like a mojito, and that's a pretty cool name. But yeah, here it is, number one. Sap Rider right behind there. BBT. My I think we confirmed you're Puerto Rican. My Rican friend XD on there as well. Ben always on the list. Thank you guys. Appreciate the support. It's not easy to be on this list. It's not easy. Oh, Sam. I mean, you've been active. James, you've been active. Walden, always active. T-Man, Kyle. You guys are 19, so that just tells me how difficult it is to get up there to get these points. But you're all tied up there. I think you are like number 3 or 4. You're all tied up with 75 XP points. As you see here. Nice. Morning views. Awesome. Mike 7759. So it's a bot. Sweet, guys. Awesome. Mad props in Miami or missing action. I can't tell which one it is, but always active. Good to have you, brother. Oh, what we got going on here? We got here messing around, and Nvidia's doing some stuff. Nvidia's popping up.
Yeah.
What's we got a tweet? What we got going on, Peter?
I don't see anything on it. Let's see what we got going on here. Nvidia. Does Nvidia need a reason? I mean, just hit the low, did a little bounce.
Andrew nailed that Tesla pop there. Kyle, is it okay if you put BBT on your tag? Yeah, man, it's okay. You know.
Huh.
So Kyle, you got BBT on the tag? Yeah, a couple of people do that. That's all right, man. No worries. Just don't go selling memberships and don't say, yeah, I got a deal here for you. Don't do that. That'll be wrong. But yeah, no, you're good to go, man. We appreciate that. A lot of people do that because some people opened up, for example, they open up an X account just to follow BBT. Like they didn't have an X account, but they want to follow Andrew. They want to follow all the other moderators. So they open an X account just for BBT. So they'll put their name in BBT. You know, so I get that. I was seeing a lot of people do that, and they don't use it for personal use. They just follow trading news on it. Same thing with Instagram. Just know, and this is not saying you, Kyle. Just know that nobody at BBT is going to reach out to you to sell you anything, provide you anything, give you this circle of trust. You know, send your money, we'll get you this X amount back. That's never going to happen. We will never reach out to you with any of that nonsense. So just keep that in mind. And anybody that does, just
with
shady.
any of that nonsense.
Yeah, shady. Yeah, I'm watching Tesla go through the VWAP here. Yes. Wow, this thing came right to this 303 level. And back on the game. Peter, what are you seeing out there?
Not much. I'm watching the bounce on Nvidia because I think that's a good move. I'm waiting to see what Amazon's going to do at VWAP, but Amazon can sort of lose, interest quickly.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been keeping an eye on LiDAR this morning, or the LIDR, just to see what it's going to do. But yeah, it's been pretty boring actually. So it looks like while the volume is continuing on it, the excitement is largely over, I think.
Yep.
This could be one of those ones that pops up, later this afternoon a little bit, but right now, pretty boring.
Yep. Let's see here. What?
You're all out of
Nigerian
Tesla,
princess. Right? I am, yeah. Someone asked me the question. Yeah, I am. I got all out here. And I'm glad I did, because I would have been stopped out here anyways at break even. But yeah, I'm all out here. So.
Nigerian princes at BBT, yeah. We're
no Nigerian princess at BBT.
If somebody tells you, you just need to send me a little bit of money and then you can help me unlock my accounts and I'll pay you handsomely for it, it's not us.
That's an all-time line right there. That's an all-time greatest of all-time email. That email has probably gotten so many people because it's been going in forever, man.
Oh yeah, I imagine it was quite lucrative when the first scammer put that out there, right? Because it was just one of those.
Oh yeah,
it was plausible enough that it got people convinced. But unfortunately, I was in sales, Kyle. I was never very good at it. I hate sales. I had to do sales a couple of times.
What did you do it for? I think that's the important part. Like, what are you selling?
I mean, large-scale IT services. Like, I was selling $100 million contracts is what I was in sales for. So it was very different than like selling a car or
because I could see you being a good. I could see you being a good Porsche salesperson. Like, I could see you working at Porsche trying to sell the 911 off the showroom floor. I could see that.
Yeah. Well, they'd have passion for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do believe in the cars. That being said, still haven't got my car back. Damn it. But anyways,
you're never seeing that car again.
I know. I'm sure. I'm convinced now. It's in parts somewhere on the African continent or something. I don't know.
Absolutely. It's in China being copied for parts.
Maybe. I don't know. Look, they claim they're working on it, so eventually I'll get it back. I hope. I'm more worried that they're going to break it, because when you get an older car, I don't know if you've ever owned like older cars. I've had a couple, and and what I realize, like especially with the Porsche now that it's about 20, it's a 20-year-old car, right? It is so far away from factory specs that when you go to a dealership and they try and they reset you to whatever the factory configuration is, the car doesn't work anymore because it's not on factory specifications, right? Like everything is aged together and it's whatever its timing. I find that it's its own beast now. So you got to time it for what it is, not to the factory. Anyways. Yeah, Russ, Jonathan, I've got a couple of names now, and next time I'm absolutely going to do that. I just it was a panic moment. Like, the car is not in the 15 years that I've owned it, or well, 10 years. No, how long have I had this car? 15 years. I've never had a major problem, so I just had it towed to the dealer, and I super regret it now. I lost a whole month out of my summer of being able to drive it around.
Yeah.
I've been on my bike a lot more than I ever used to be, so so there's that. But anyways.
Santi, nice call on POTR, man. I think it's gonna go. I didn't join it. Didn't process the breakout fast enough here, but that is a nice. What's 154.24? This is high of the pre-market. Yep, high of the pre-market breakout here on a POTR. POTR could run, man. This stock could run. So what it did yesterday. It's a beast. I'm not gonna chase it here though against the previous day close. Okay, look at the previous day close. So here's usually when I start looking at the level 2. When we start going up against these levels, the level 2 is a little more clear for me. You got a guy here coming up at up here a little bit higher. So yeah, so that's when it's a little more clear. When it's getting to these major levels and you kind of see that pause and that battle happening. So let's see. So let's see where it goes. Tesla, what are you doing? Some low flow garbage. All right, Tesla's losing. Yeah, I see it dropping here. Google's bouncing back, Nvidia, American Airlines, and PTR is the most interesting one. Falcom, check HIMS. Let's take a look at HIMS. And
I mean, talking about HIMS this morning, I didn't see anything interesting in it, pre-market or now, to be honest. Just a couple people are mentioning it in the chat room. But I said, yeah, I haven't liked it. I don't like it.
It's got volume. It's got okay, I see why, because it had a good day yesterday. So yeah, but today I don't see anything great. Yeah, it doesn't look great today. But here's the issue with, not the issue. Here's the hard thing with HIMS is that it can have this crappy pre-market and put in a great day, because we've seen it do that plenty of times. Like Nicey stock doesn't get great volume at the pre-market. And this is why usually me and you miss it, Peter, because we were looking for that volume pre-market early on. And look at it yesterday. We didn't talk about it yesterday. Look how beautiful it popped up here. So, but today's not trading well. And again, when I say it's not trading well, let me be more specific. I don't see here where I would have taken either a 5-minute ORB, I don't see a strategy here that I said, oh yeah, I could have taken that. But I don't see that here. So yes, it's trending lower. It's dropping lower. It looks like it wants to lose the low of the day as it's testing it 1, 2, the third time now. Right, as far as the few times it's been here, pull back 1, 2, and now all this I count as 3. So yeah, there might be some weakness here, but as far as the way I will look at it, I don't see how I would have traded this. Ben back at the top. Yeah, Ben is working, man. Those fingers are working away. Or did you donate, Ben? Did you donate? We would have saw it. But he's at 225.
I hope we would have saw it.
Yeah.
Well, Ben's active. His fingers are doing the walking.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. It's the type of engagement that happens in the chat room a lot, so it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
People are very active, letting us know what they're looking at.
Awesome. All right, let's see here. What else? Anyone in anything? Anyone in any position? Robbie, you're in. Hey, Robbie, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you text in a while. Hope you're good. Where? How do you take Google? What did you do here? What's the play? Short of Tesla, Amazon, QS at 3%. Short Tesla. long Google, long Apple. Good, man. Glad to hear you're doing good. Let's see Apple.
That's a lot of trades.
Yeah. So let's see. POTR 155 put. Meta long. Someone asked me earlier if I trade options. I was doing a lot of options trading last year, but again, let me clear that up. Like one or two contracts, like just trying it out. Like I don't know what I was doing, and it's interesting. Like there's ways that you could do a couple of different things that you normally cannot do with equities trading straight. So I tried it. It was mixed. I did good, I did bad, but it was not enough for me to like increase size and start trading it heavily. So I just focus on what I know how to do. But equities has a lot of if you like it, it's pretty nice. I'm sorry, not equities, options. If you like it, it's pretty good. And the way I was doing it too is I was like doing Interactive Brokers has this thing where you can do a I forgot the name of it, but it's basically, hey, where do you think this price is gonna go? You click here, you click there. I wasn't doing options like people do, like getting in with DAS or doing it with some other platforms, right? Like they really know how to buy the call and buy the line separate. I was doing like a wizard. It was like a wizard, right? So the options wizard. Oh yeah, Sean, you know, yeah, the options wizard. So I was doing it like that. I don't.
Yeah, I know. Mike was playing with that a while back.
It is pretty cool.
And,
it is pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know the options like a Jared will know the options, in a lot of detail.
Right.
Brian knows the options very well. Peter, have you ever tried options or know much about it?
I've tried them, but I just prefer equities. It's straightforward. It's simple. It fits my style, I think, better. So yeah. There's nothing wrong with options. Options are great, but
I'm getting static on my headphones. That's weird. Are you hearing some of that, Peter?
no, sounds good.
Huh. Okay. Maybe it's just me. You guys not hitting no static at all? Okay, good. All right. As long as you guys hear good, that's good. But yeah, maybe it's just... I mean, these headphones they're starting to... I mean...
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
this.
wow. Those look like your chair.
Oh, both of them. Actually, I had these for longer than I had my chair, longer than I started trading. But the chair, I was noticing yesterday, yeah, the chair's got to go, man. I was sitting down, and I'm
Again.
like, there's no cushion.
Red Sharpie,
know?
man. Is
There's no cushion, Peter. It's just I'm
Okay.
sitting on the actual hard stuff already. It's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta invest a little money. And that being said, I am sitting on. So I've got this Aeron chair here that is like
Yeah.
$1,000 chair, although it's 10 years old.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting on like the $20 chair because that other one was hurting me. So
Yeah.
So I should probably.
I'm just so used to this one. I had this one forever, so I'm like, why would I change it? Like this is I started trading with this chair, so I feel like, it's my partner in crime.
Lucky chair.
But it's time to let the sentiment go and.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't gotta throw it out. I could put it in the corner. Doesn't gotta be,
Put it in the corner.
We don't gotta be so hasty. Put it in the corner.
Like, just like having like the old pair of underwear that your wife's like, "Come on, man, like get rid of them," and you're like, "Man, but I've had them for so long. They're comfy."
I have shirts and sweats going back, man. And my wife threw these pair of sweats that I had. It was so comfortable. I had them since like I was 17. I couldn't find them for like a couple of weeks. I'm like, where is this? I'm like, I threw it out without you being here because I know you would let me. I'm like, how dare you? And I went at it. I'm like,
Yeah.
why would you do that?
So it can be traumatic, right? Because they're like old friends.
Yeah, and I got the sweater, and this is when people. I grew up in New York, so these are people used to actually wear the things that match the sweater with the sweatpants. So ridiculous, but that fashion is so out right now. But it's my thing, man. It's my thing.
I've got a great. Anyways, I don't want to bore you guys, but I'll tell it quickly. My niece, she was like 6 years old, and she was over on Halloween, and she didn't want to go trick or treating. So my kids and her brother, the nephew, went out right with the rest of the adults, and I was sitting at home, and I was wearing a pair of sweatpants that I've had for a long time, but they were like track pants, Carlos. So, and she looks at me and she says, "Why are you wearing splash pants in the house?" And now when I bought these, there was no concept of splash pants, right? They were that, that nylon material that's like sort of shiny. Anyways, and I said, they're not splash pants, they're sweatpants. And she just looked at me with this, like, she's famous for these looks where she just gives me this like little cocky look, and she says, "Yeah, they are." And I was like so taken aback. I went and changed. I'm like, who's the adult here? I like, to this day, I still have trauma. Every time I put them on, if somebody shows up and I'm wearing them, I'm like, I got to change now because I don't want to be wearing my splash pants when someone's here. So they weren't parachute pants. No, they weren't that big. But anyways, it's just one of those things where I'm like, still rings in my head. Yeah, they are. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
geez,
yeah.
okay. I've
Like
been
I
Yeah,
told.
still
they are.
got, I still got my. Hey, Brian, I still got my Bear Bush Trader shirt. Like the first BBT, we had a meetup in New York. Like the first BBT meetup ever. Some members like me and some other couple of people. David from Connecticut, I think, was there. We're still around. And I still have that shirt. It's been washed and it's been, you can spin through the ringer. I still got it. It's like a 8-year-old shirt. So yeah,
Yeah, which one is that? Is that the gray one with the red and
I
white?
have the white one with at the bottom it says trading community. It has like the older logo with the Brian's gonna go get it. Brian has it. Brian got up. He's gonna go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, he's going to get it.
He's gonna get the
Show and
shirt.
tell time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. All right, friends. Great trading day today.
Yeah.
Tesla,
Actually got some trades
Nvidia.
off the open. You got some,
Yep.
well, we both traded Tesla basically, and you
Yep.
traded Nvidia, so
Yep.
it's good.
Andrew
Yeah, there
traded
you go.
Tesla, Nvidia. Oh, here it is.
All right. Good
Oh,
morning,
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
That's not the one I have, Brian,
the
but I
old
have
lady.
one. I have one even
Oh,
with the
no.
same logo, even older. I have it too.
There
And
you go.
actually, on the
Classic.
one I have, Andrew interviewed me on. I had that shirt on where he did an interview back in 2018. Man, it's been a while. So, all right, friends, I'll let you guys go. Andrew's here. Have a good rest of your day. We're gonna be in chat answering questions, and again, Thor AI 11 right after this. So we'll chat in a bit.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good smart.
I had a bad day,
Morning.
guys, unfortunately. I had a really nice trade on Tesla and Nvidia at the open, but I just kept over trading and I lost it. So Nvidia, Tesla obviously had the earning yesterday, was gapping down. Brian did a very nice 1 minute opening range breakdown on it. I didn't trade that, but I, found the bottom here, went long, similar to you, Carlos, added more, and we got some money here. And then I went back again long for the, check Tesla VWAP. I was hoping to get to this moving average. I got stopped out, doing one more time. I got out. So these two trades really turned out to be a day for me that is a loss in Tesla. Amazon was another trade that Brian called it, in this pullback 920, that got stopped out. That was another loss. And NVDL was the other one that we traded. Yeah, NVDA was,
Yeah, we
yeah,
got a
open.
nice
We
little
took a nice
move.
trade at NVDA.
Yeah, got a nice move on that.
But Steve in the chat room, he had a great day. A lot of people had a great day in the chat room. So it's, a bad day for you could be a really good day for someone else, depending on if you stick to your strategy, if you really follow your risk management tool. Those are risk management rules. Those are the most important part of trading. Brian had a good day today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, got Tesla short and got it long when it held there at about 303 for quite a few candles. That was a good indication that there was some buyers there interested in getting long on the pullback. So I think a few people traded that in our room. Maybe Jared traded it as well.
All right. So how was trading for everybody, guys, in the chat room? Is there any question? So open is pretty active. It did pop up significantly, and now it's pulling over. Google also sold off at the open. Market is at hovering around all-time high.
Yeah, the market's been great. There's been just some awesome opportunities with small caps too. Mhm. It's like SPY is right back at high of day, very close anyway.
So is the market is making all-time high today? It looks like it. It looks like it wants to go for another all-time high. 635 is an all-time high. Market definitely doesn't want to go much lower. SPY and Qs are strong. The sector performance, sector is looks like communication, consumer discretionary is down, but everything else is pretty strong.
Yeah, OKLO has been on fire. It just took off right at the open. It was strong yesterday too, but it pulled back quite a bit after it hit that 70 level. But it's breaking out here. It's very close to all-time high. Looks like 73.55. So we're $1 from there. If it closes up above here, it'll be an all-time high close for OKLO. But just outrageous valuation. They don't even have a PE because they don't have any income. %15 short interest.
Interesting. Tesla definitely holding below the VWAP. I don't know. It doesn't seem that it wants to go much lower. It doesn't want to break it above the VWAP.
No,
Eventually, might action.
there is a huge amount of orders at 300, about 483,000 shares offered to buy. So whether it actually gets there or not, just seems like I said, there seems to be a buyer around 302.50, 303.
Carlos did a very nice trade on Tesla, and he really stayed there very patiently. He didn't mess around with it.
Yeah, he did mention on their earnings call there was, obviously some headwinds. They're losing the credit,
MH,
um,
McGraw Hill,
the sales, the sales credit for EVs.
$17.75 now. Hotel, ARX, Accelerant Holdings, priced at $21, indicating 25.20. That's Alfa Romeo X-Ray, 2 IPOs. Scheduled to open this morning. Also LHAI linked, Lincom Holdings.
Income holds. Hey guys, I wanted to test for this YouTube draw and the Tesla draw that we want to do. I actually posted something in Twitter on X that if the Grok can randomly select one person for me. So tomorrow is gonna select randomly one person for me. I'm gonna send a gift. So I post my tweet over there. So if anyone wants to follow there, I want to see actually how it works. If the Grok can pick up the random, then that would be really nice. So I posted here in the chat. If you want to check that tweet, then maybe we can use actually AI to randomly select people.
JLO is breaking out here, new all-time high, 73.80.
NVIDIA is bouncing back.
Yeah. So KLO is going to 74. Some big orders there.
Somebody asked about the book. I mentioned that, guys. The book is gonna be today's Wednesday. Maybe by Friday is the published. Paperback. I decided to go for now with the color, premium white color and the color graphs, which would be a little bit more expensive, but I think it would be a very nice addition to your library. It's going to look very beautiful. And then the Kindle version as well. So these two, and then the audiobook, it takes about a month to produce. Because you can produce it with the AI voice, but I don't want to use AI voice. I actually want to hire a really nice producer for an audiobook. And all the figures and all the material will be available to download on our website as well. So if you want to have it like electronic version, all the figures, all the charts. NVIDIA is coming back up completely. Like NVIDIA is just ripping. All right, Sai, you were asking about all-time high. It's going to happen, all-time high. The name of the book is going to be Trading for a Living, how to build a complete, how to build a trade book and master the psychology of trading. Because Craig Sheehy is one of the co-authors of the book. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for your support, really. And I'm already thinking about the next book. Maybe the next book would be more on options, day trading, gather material on that. Yeah, so this is going to be the more comprehensive version of the previous two books. There are some repetition on that, but it would be more updated. The examples would be more updated. And it's more about teaching you how to build a system. Like a strategy is different from a system. Like opening range breakout, I can explain it to you in one graph, but how I actually execute that based on all the available indicators that you're having, that's the tricky part. And also, in the last chapter, we have about 7 different trade books from our traders in Peak Capital that they work on that and show you how they're actually building their trade book. So it's a perfect example, copy word by word, so you can read through that. You don't probably understand much, but you can get an idea that how people they're building their trade book. I mean, I would give the book for free, but the printing and shipping is always the problem. Like I have to get the address from you and ship it. It's more difficult. And again, because it's a color premium, paper, it's going to be more expensive in printing. So Amazon is just charging a lot. And the minimum price that they allow me to put is $39. So again, I don't make any money out of it. It's just more about legacy. But thanks for your support, guys. Thanks for asking. Thanks for following up. It's actually, you have to be very lucky to have a group of people that, constantly pushing you for publishing something. A signed copy, the next meetup, guys. The next meetup come. I'm, gladly signing for you guys.
If you are interested in options, I've already got a book out. It's called How to Trade Options. You'll find it on Amazon. Been trading day trading options here today with Tesla and Nvidia. So as opposed to trading the stock. Look at this. OKLO is
There you go.
going
It's
to
high, all-time
75.
high. There you go. Congratulations. Who was asking for all-time high? Sai, was it you in the chat room? There you go. This is your all-time high. Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know why we're thanking President, but somebody has to be thanked. And when the market goes down, somebody has to be blamed. It's usually the president.
Mm. I think we have to thank all the retail traders who are just driving this market higher.
Okay, hello, Oklo popping here to the high 75.27. Oscar Kilo Lima Oscar.
Yeah, there you go. OKLO. What a move.
Here's up about
Wow.
2.5% now on Oklo today.
Wow. Oklo is announcing, Benzinga is
Shares of
announcing it.
NNE, Nano Nuclear, up about 3%.
So what you're hearing, guys, is Benzinga breaking news. Actually, have really good
Centrus Energy
alerts
up
coming out.
about 4.5% now. Lima Echo Uniform.
Benzinga Charlie. It's amazing, Oklo. This is very nice. All right, guys. Remember, guys, that the boot camp starts in September as well. So this is my Twitter. If Carlos show full screen, Thor is doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live trading on for all the bootcamp people, bootcamp traders, and then Tuesday and Thursday we have other traders. Megan is trading live, Eamon is trading live, John, Mike, Peter is trading live as well. So you can get actually exposure to different live trading environments and how you people think and make, find the setups, identify the setups, and execute the setups, and how they manage their trade. So you get an exposure to different styles. So I know people see Brian and I are trading in the pre-market. Carlos trades very nicely. Peter doesn't trade at the open a lot, but you get exposure to different type of traders, how they actually identify the setup, execute the setup, and manage the setup.
Yeah, and I'll say it's a lot more in depth than you get here, like that we typically do at the open, because we're looking at our trades and not educating, right? We're not spending all the time to go into the detail, like you said, Andrew. What am I seeing? Why am I evaluating this way, right? What's my process? Even when we don't take a trade, we go through that process. So yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
Great
guys,
exercise.
if you have any questions, sorry, Brian, if you have any question, we have Fridays every week. We have the essential material for Peak Capital, so you exactly what you're expecting. Is it good for you, and what you should do before starting the bootcamp. If you sign up now, you can go through all of the material that is available in the Peak Capital website for pre-essential courses, and get ready for that. And if you have any questions, start getting your answers from Brandon and other team captains and co-captains to get ready for the bootcamp. You start in September. And it also comes with a $50,000 funded training account that you can actually take the profit. I just today sent the profit to one of our traders, 667. His name is Benjamin.
Wow. Spies breaking breaking out new high.
Yeah, yet another all-time high. All-time high. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, another yeah.
We want every day all-time high.
Crazy.
Okay, guys, also remember that I want to use from now on AI to select our random pickers because we want to give one Tesla away when we reach to 1 million, and also every week we are doing a random play. So again, I posted this tweet that if the Grok can actually randomly find someone in my tweet, whoever that is liked. So it says I'll randomly select the winner from the likers of this post who follow you in 48 hours and ensure you're following him to qualify. So let's see if actually this one works. That would be nice. So make sure that you follow and like this X if you have an X account. So in that case, AI would select this and we don't have to do it ourselves.
Okay, hello, Oklo, the weekly $80 calls trading and Oscar Kilo Lima Oscar. Okay, hello.
Okay, no. Tesla, what happened to Tesla? Tesla's going down, huh?
Yeah, Tesla just had a lot of selling just kicked in there.
BMNR. Shares spiking here now, popping here at 42.41. Bravo Mike November Romeo. Company had
BMNR.
moved out earlier.
Wow. Look at that BMNR. See, the Benzinga announced that BMNR. Oof.
Announced that it's ETH holding $6 billion. That's Bravo Mike November Romeo now at 42.94.
Wow, nice. Wow. See, guys, BMNR is popping up. It's mine. And the Benzinga breaking news can announce it actually pretty good. I mean, if you're trading, by yourself and, you're not listening to anyone, Benzinga could be a good company when you're having it done. It also announces all the big important, economy calendars, like new home sales today. He was announcing it. What's the number of? If there's any big pop in any indexes, is going to mention it right on time.
But it's always better to trade in a community. You get the camaraderie and you get people sharing the ideas. So many minds are working together are better than working alone.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to have the community. Community can be sometimes confusing or distracting. I understand that. When I was learning how to trade at the open, I usually mute the moderators, but I was in the chat because reading is not really that confusing, but hearing could be a little confusing. So I understand as well. All right, so we have a few minutes. I think Thor is coming. I think he's getting ready. Yeah,
Yep.
Thor. He looks really badass today as well. So, as always, so it's coming for YouTube and on chat room we have Paris. Paris had a bad day actually on Tesla, and usually these are stocks that you're trading
surprising.
really well. Yeah, when the stock is popping up and down significantly, you usually mess up in them. And same as me. Like I thought today is going to be an amazing day, and I lost on Tesla. How are you, Thor?
I'm doing good. Having like a kind of I actually got a really nice short on AMD that didn't quite make it to my target, and now I'm on my way to that turning into a possible loss for me. So all the momentum traders right now are going to look at my chart and go, "Why ever? Why?" But we'll see. I'm still in it, but I'm coming back to the seller now and hoping we'll hold here and maybe still get money on this one. But for now, maybe but I've only taken the one trade today. It was the only thing that really like fit up well for me. So we're still looking. But we got a really nice call on this. I was trading with Peak Capital this morning. So for everyone out there in YouTube, next round on Peak Capital, I'm actually going to go from Tuesdays and Thursdays to Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So and we were actually going through and reading price action candle by candle while we were trading and really working through how to get through that, and had some real eureka moments, I think, for some of our Peak members as they were watching how the algorithm offers price and really explaining that. So it was a lot of fun. So make sure if y'all are interested in getting in there, sign up while there's still some slots left.
Yeah, awesome, Thor. Okay, so if you share your screen, I'm gonna hop off, guys.
I should be up.
And yeah, Paris is also getting ready for the chat room, so I'm gonna stop the chat room as well. And see you guys tomorrow in the chat room.
Hit that like button. Yep. Give us a thumbs up. Hope everyone had a good day out there. And we'll turn it over to my buddy Thor.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. How did your day end up there, Brian? How did you do today?
I was good. I caught I just caught the short on Tesla right at the open. and then played the reversal when we got the flattening out there. So it was played it both ways. And then it
Beautiful.
just everything's kind of gotten choppy. So, but not a bad day overall.
Well, you don't carry the name Prophet of Profit for nothing. I'm not surprised you foresaw the demise of Tesla at the open there.
Yeah,
So that was pretty
yeah,
excellent. So
nice.
always that's really awesome, man. Well, good money on there, man. I look forward to the next time we get to trade some open action together. That's always fun.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
Sweet.
All
Well,
right, guys,
everybody
have a
out
good
there
day.
in the yeah, you have a good day as well, my brother.
Yeah.
So I'll show you guys a little bit of, what we're gonna call a beautiful loser here for you here maybe in a minute. As you can as my screen comes up, let me I don't think it's showing yet. So we'll see if it pops through. If not, I'll unshare and reshare. Maybe I'll get stopped out before we get there. That'd make me feel better. But the market went into a bit of a rally. Shocker, right? This market rallying. You know what I mean? So who knew, right? It's just what it does, right? Hey, Steve, good to see you, man, in here. Hey, I like that. I still don't see my screen.
Yeah, it looks
Let me
like
try and
something
redo
got
it.
stuck. Thor, just reset it and start again.
I'm coming
I'm
at
not
you.
sure why it's happened, but I don't see anything on my end either.
There we go. All right. I think we're good now. And can everyone, let's see here. And can everyone still hear me okay in the chat? That looks good. Let me get the chat pulled back up. Cool. So I'm in the trade I'm in right now. So you can see it now. So first off, couple of things. Before I get into the trades, one, it's 11 o'clock. So if you haven't already, there is a chore that we have to perform as soon as I come on. What is the chore? Yoink. Right, let's make sure we get our thumbs up or likes or whatever you want to do. We'll just get that out of the way. I'm only gonna shill for it. I'm gonna try and do it like basically at the beginning, the half hour, and the end. So I'll try not to do too many, unless I just say something I really think is amazing. Then maybe I'll say, hey, throw me some likes. So we were in peak capital this morning, and I was trading live with Peak Capital. So one announcement I wanted to make for everybody is I was asked by Peak to live trade more. So I know many of you want to be able to trade live with me in the mornings, and whether you're in Bear Bull Traders or you're in on the YouTube, there's no place I actually trade live in the mornings except at Peak Capital. And I'm now going to be doing that Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at Peak. So if you've been a little bit on the fence about, doing boot camp next time around, maybe this tips the scale. Definitely look forward to anybody done and kind of getting to work with you. The great thing about Peak is it's really small groups. You know what I mean? So we get to kind of hang out and really talk. And today we were working on price action and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Number two, I am working on getting a program put in place. So I got a few announcements because I haven't really had a chance to really like go through all this week. I've been so busy. I am going to be doing a new program. I gotta find P Capital. I'm doing a new program that I'm going to start putting on. I just got to get the program. I got to find one that lets me do it. Because Andrew has a custom one and I need to find one that works. But what I want to start doing is I'm going to start doing a drawing in this YouTube, kind of similar to the way that Andrew does. I'm going to do an 11 to 12 drawing. But instead of giving away stuff, I'm going to give you my time. So I'm going to start doing a weekly drawing for a mentoring opportunity with me. So 1 hour of my time for whoever gets picked. So I figured of anything y'all would probably want from me, that would be like the best, prize I could come up with. So yeah. So I'm going to so I'm working on getting that put in place, but start coming back. It's worth at least $1. That's for sure, James. At least $1.50. But it is free, and it's a free $1.50, which I think is even better. No. But I'm gonna do that. So, because I want to increase engagements and y'all coming by and doing stuff. And I just figured, of all the things I could give, that maybe would be the most precious. Next, I just had an or a meeting yesterday with Spot Gamma. Does anyone not know who Spot Gamma is or aware of what Spot Gamma is used for? So Spot Gamma, quick, it's an options system that you can utilize to see. My stop here is going to get hit in a little bit, maybe. So it's an options system that lets you, like, it's kind of like Bookmap, but for options, right? And stuff like that. So it's really, really cool program. They are a BBT affiliate, obviously. So I talked with them, and their #1 guy, JT, the hardest guy to pin down. Dude has an amazing personality. He knows the entire platform. He's one of their principal QA guys as far as all of the program goes, and making sure he's the guy who does a lot of their JT. He's a guy who he does a lot of their algorithm work, like as far as like the math on. Ooh, nice seller. A lot of the algorithm work on their math and stuff like that. So he knows the whole thing, and he's going to come on this show and do an hour with us. So I'm waiting to hear from them on what day they want to come. But it will be 11 to 12 segment. And if it goes well, it may be something we can get on the regular, like maybe once a month, try and have JT on to come in and talk about Spot Gamma, its different features, and so he's going to come in and he's actually going to present a maybe 15 to 20-minute presentation on all of the stuff he thinks is really, really important, and then a few other things, and then they're going to take some questions and show it how it goes. So yeah, so pretty freaking cool. So stay, keep tuned in, and keep an eye on my social media, at ThorYoungBBT on Instagram or at ThorYoung on X. All of my accounts are verified accounts, right? So make sure it has a check mark, and then just keep an eye on that one. And keep an eye on that one, and then because I will post that when it's there. So AMD I liked for a short because we are at monthly R4, and we are in a higher range, so under R4. So I mean, I short higher ranges when we're under R4 all the time. It's a part of my plays. And we had a really beautiful short from R4. We've just come all the way back up to the top of the range again. So it is a narrow range, so that it should not completely shock me that this has happened. So I should have, this is normally a play that's better well reserved for a wide range. So, but whatever, it was the best setup I could find today out of everything. I really didn't like very much today at all. So I felt really good about this trade, and the order book really looked like it could sell. So, and I feel like my stop is in a good spot because it was sitting right above, hold on, it's sitting right above or right at a large order block. So if it runs my stop, I'm screwed anyway. So I don't really need to put it any further away because my thought was I wouldn't get in this large order block. But right now we've been buying really well. So all the way back up here, but the volume's been really low on this buy. You know what I mean? So I really don't feel like we're buying right now. I just feel like we squeezed. So so I still think this is a good position for me. So I was talking in Peak Capital a little bit actually about sometimes I scalp, sometimes my positions are what I call like a ride or die. You know what I mean? Like I'm willing to marry this position because it's got so many of the different things I like that I'm willing just to give it a shot and no matter what happens, I'm not going to exit this position. And this is one of those. I would rather just take a loss on it. I think now the order book structure, I wish it was filled in more to the downside right now, but this is where we should sell from. This monthly level combined with this cam level, with this large order block, and not enough buying. The CVD is actually red right now. So I just don't think we're going to run that large order block. So I think my stop is safe, and I would rather, and I don't think I'm going to get a better entry. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by that. That has a lot to do with it too. Like right now, I feel like I nailed the entry here. And so even if I stopped out at break even, I'm going to get back in and I'm going to get a worse entry. Right. So I would rather just risk the stop, because at what point am I going to get better RVR than this for my system? Right. So, but if it comes and stops me out and then reoffers there, you know, maybe I can get back in with a tighter RVR if it gets higher than this. Right. But right now, like I feel like I'm at premium. And we just barely missed my target. I mean, you know, we got to about 3.25 R for me, not quite my full target I want. So, which is unfortunate. But because I like where I'm at on this one, I was willing just to let this one roll. And if it comes up and stops me out, it's really okay. I won 2 trades yesterday. You know what I mean? I actually had a red day on Tuesday. I lost 3 trades on Tuesday. One of them very similar to this, almost hit a full target. So I had a red day on Tuesday. I was down 3R on Tuesday. And then Wednesday I hit 2 trades. So I went up 8R on Wednesday. Right. So boom, you know, there we go. You know what I mean? Now I'm up 5R overall between, you know, two, and I had a really good Monday. I made almost like 15R on Monday. So even though I've actually lost as many trades as I've won so far this month, but I'm up significantly, right? So it's all just about risk management, right? So I hit a really big wash on 2 full-size contracts of NQ on Monday. So I caught the breakout rally with regular, and then I flipped into a short from R6 on the full size and caught a really big wash. So hey, Thor, as a new trader, is it important to take many trades to learn, of course, the proper risk management, or take trades that confirm your setup? Thanks. Dan, and then mad props. Don't let me forget about that. All right, so I'm going to go to a performance. So a lot of y'all don't know my background, maybe, because, you know, some of you look at that squeeze. Some of you are newer to YouTube, right? So I actually come from a music background. I went to high school I actually played saxophone. And then branched and went to college for music. My principal was bassoon. Here comes my stop out. I'm going to show you my beautiful loser here in just a second. There we go. All right, I'm out. So 1R loss today. I'm still up incredibly on the week, but 1R stop. If we find one more trade, maybe I'll try another one. You know what I mean? But right now, if I look at my alerts, look, I don't have any alerts right now for new trades. Right, so I don't have any good setups at all. So right now I'm just going to hang out, and if we get another good setup, what, right? Nice. NT. So I went to the University of South Florida, right, for music, and so one of the reasons I think I'm good at trading is because I actually come from a performance background, right? So no, I didn't play any. I haven't played any futures today. So I come from a heavy performance background. Right. So all of that to say, when I started working with my private instructor when I was 7, I had the extreme privilege. Oh, nice. FAU's dope. I actually went to Broward Community College for a small bit. And I've been to FAU, just to the auditorium and stuff, but I didn't go to school there. But that's really cool. Small world. That's down right off of, like, in Davie, like right down there. So my private instructor, her name is Valerie Gillespie. That's crazy. Her name was Valerie Gillespie. The last name probably rings a bell, right? So yeah. Look at NVIDIA up here. So I'm still gonna just wait for new plays to come through. So the thing that she taught me that first rung through on how I approached practicing, okay, because the answer was, do we need many trades or do lots of trades? This adage is, practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, right? Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, right? So taking lots of trades is not a good idea, right? I don't think that you should actually take lots of trades and just hammer and hammer and hammer, because you will develop more bad habits than good habits. And especially you are going to develop a really nasty habit called over trading. The vast majority of traders that I trade with on a regular basis make their majority profit, right? And they make that majority profit doing it 1 or 2 trades a day. There is very little value in trying to do that and really just keep hammering like it's like imagine picking up a saxophone or a piano, and let's say you go let's go with piano, because I think almost everyone is at least aware of a piano, right? You sit down at the piano, right? And as you sit down at the piano, you just sit there and play every day, right? Just every single day, you just sit down and you just start hammering at a piano. How long do you think it's going to take you to learn how to play Rachmaninoff? Right? Like, how long do you think it's going to take you before you're going to be able to play like Brahms or Beethoven or one of the classic greats, Chopin, right? How long, Vivaldi, right? Any of these great, these great composers that did incredibly complicated and metered music. How long do you think it's going to sit there with your ear and learn how it's the fingering, right? Like playing piano isn't, and I did jury piano, right? Playing piano isn't just about your fingering, right? There's crossover techniques, right? You actually bridge certain ways and cross over based on where you are, right? There's times you're overlapping hands, right? There's sometimes you're splitting out, right? And then how do you get there? You get there through chromatics, right? You practice fingering patterns through chromatics, right? You play them in both directions. Then you start working on bridging, right? You start doing all of these different things, right? In order to gain the technique. And then you apply that, right? But it starts off with actually learning the varied technique and planning the varied technique, right? So just going out there and just taking trades will never help you. And if anything, it will just develop bad habits and you will reinforce poorly practiced behavior. Every single time you push the button, it needs to be in the game. It needs to be a mock performance, right? When you sit down and you're practicing your music, if you're a guitarist, right? If you're an instrumentalist, when you sit down and play, right? You should take a moment even before you practice, center and focus. Put yourself in the position of an auditorium. Put yourself in the position of a performance, and then do scales with emotion, right? Do varied things like that. So no, I don't think you should just trade a lot. If anything, I think you should trade as little as possible, right? You should define your setup criteria precisely, right? And then practice that. So now, when practicing, this is also important because I think we can bridge on this topic, right? When practicing, right? Separate the performance from the analysis of the performance, right? So many of you are thinking while you're trading, right? Oh, thank you, Auntie. It's you think too much when you're trading, right? When you perform, you don't think, you feel. When you trade, you don't think, you feel, right? Trading is art. Trading is artistic. Trading is spiritual. Retail trading is more in the akin of a high performance sport than it is a mathematical or a fundamental proposition, right? That's what long-term traders do, right? We don't do that. We're retail traders. We're musicians. We're artists, right? People who are emotionally intelligent or emotionally self-aware, able to be self-reflective. These are the people who advance quickly in trading, right? Mark Douglas, mad props, insanely good author, right? So it's the ability to self-reflect and do these things that genuinely and really make a great traders, right? So you want to separate the performance from the analysis of the performance. My best analogy for this, because I like using commonplace analogies for this to really try and make these things hit home, playing a game of football, right? You don't think while you're playing the game. You execute plays, right? You've practiced all week what plays we're going to do. The coach calls the play. It's everybody's job to execute that play. Whoever thinks loses, right? If the wide receiver runs forward and then cuts left instead of cutting right because he thought there was a better opportunity there, the quarterback throws it into the wrong window and there's an interception, right? These are timing routes. No one can think, right? It's a do. You get into the right spot. If there's a ball there, you catch it, right? Trading's the same way. You should have a plan on where your trade needs to be for you to get into it. You should have a plan on what kind of market condition should exist in order for you to enter that trade. Is it buying? Is it selling? Is it choppy? Right? Once then you should have your patterning, right? Your recipe, your how, right? That main thing that really says, Paris is grab you by the face, right? What's this thing, right? That when I see this happen, I will trigger into a position, right? And then the last and most important thing, execute. Number 4, where, when, how, execute. Just do it and don't look back. Don't second guess. Don't question. If you have to, once you're in, walk away from your computer. Right? You do not want to think once you're in a trade. Right? You're in. Right? You want to stay in. Right? You want to get out based upon a rule of why you get out. When do you get out? Do you get out if it drops a little bit and comes back? I hope not. Right now, maybe if it went as far as my AMD trade went and came back, maybe that one I should have cut. Guilty. Right? But still, my 4-to-1 hit is 80. I hit 4-to-1s 60% of the time, or 4-to-1 60% of the time, 3-to-1 70% of the time. So although I hit 4-to-1s less often, it creates an imbalance and I make more money holding for them. Right? So I just do it. Right? So yeah, exactly, Matt. I kind of hit that by accident. So just kind of keep that in mind, right? That you don't want to think while you're trading. That's what the system's for. After your trading day is over, right? Like let's say you take 2 trades a day and no matter what happens, you're done trading after 2 trades. After those 2 trades are done, you reflect for a little minute, walk around, be aware of your emotional state in the moment, obviously, is always a really good thing. Then sit back down, right? Analyze your trades, mark them up, and see what happened during the game, right? It's like watching the football tape, right? If you've ever been a part of football, especially high school, right? When you were done, right? That next day, the next Monday, right? Everyone sits down in the locker room and they put the tape in there and the coach goes through and highlights moments in the tape, right? Or that were very obvious mistakes that were made, things we have to change for the next time, and then makes structural changes. And then the next game, everyone stops thinking and they do exactly what that was, right? So it's really, really important, right? That we kind of keep an eye on those things. So how did I calculate those stats? I have journaling software that I utilize to track my stats. My current risk per trade is like what am I at? 250. So Mad Props, I don't have an affiliation with them that I could really leverage directly. But I use TradeZella. It works really well. I know at some point Trading Terminals they're going to build a journaling software that's going to be available in that. I think Peak kind of uses a version of it now. So I think in time that becomes more publicly available, which I would think would be really easy. But I really like TradeZella. It's my favorite right now. They've really put a lot of time into that one. So, but even an Excel spreadsheet, can work if it can work pretty well. It's just really important. You should be journaling every single day. If you're not journaling, you're missing an important part of the thing. So, and I'll give you an example why, Mad Props. So I was working with one of my mentees recently, right? And we noticed that his entire month was completely amazing. But he had one day where he overtraded that one day, and that one day screwed up his entire month, right? It didn't decimate it. It just screwed it up. It went from being what would have been a reasonably profitable month to basically a break-even month, right? And it was just really unfortunate because my mentee journals their experience. We went in there and looked at that, and you could see in his notes, had a tough day today. I had to drop my son off to the airport, who is going back overseas to a place that is currently in a kind of a war scenario, or was in a war scenario at the time. Right. So because he had, but it was very obvious that his issues that day were created by an emotional trigger. Right. But can you imagine all the time and effort put into trying to figure out what was wrong with the market or what was wrong with anything when nothing was wrong with anything except for the trader themselves that day, right? There's no reason to analyze the charts. None of it matters. Even the good stuff doesn't matter, right? The trader should not have been trading that day. And you should be aware of that, right? It's like going surfing during a thunderstorm, right? There's certain environments in which you do not want to ever interact with the market. And that's if the market is too choppy or too indecisive, or if you are choppy and indecisive, right? If you're feeling emotionally torn that day, if you're sitting down at your desk and you don't want to trade that day, don't. Right? Like you shouldn't want to, you should be relatively indifferent to trading. Right. But you don't know, anything could be that. Mad Props, absolutely. If you need sleep, if you're like one of those people that like need to have a brain when they trade, you know what I mean? Like it's really important, right? It's an emotional game, right? Having good sleep really reinforces your your prefrontal, right? If you don't have sleep, it's going to be significantly easier for you to get amygdala hijacked, right? For you to go to your reptilian brain. And then you get in that whole flight or flight thing. That's why we have the system, right? Because the system is where, when you're a musician, we'll go back to this, and don't let me skip questions. If it's been a little bit, feel free to repost them. You're not going to spam me. But this kind of goes back to being a musician, right? Do you think musicians aren't nervous? Anybody in here who's a musician, are you not nervous when you go and play? Or are you nervous? Every time. Blake Jarrell, by the way, great DJ here in Orlando. Every time, right? Every time. So T-Man, it doesn't help as much as you'd think, although it does make the stage lights brighter. Market just started selling. So nervous. Now, can I be honest with you about something? I don't really get nervous, right? I'm on the spectrum, and I do actually have some emotional deregulation. And because of that, that actually aids me in my trading quite a bit, right? But it also helped me with being a musician, right? And I also had Valerie Gillespie as a teacher, right? Valerie Gillespie's Fun Friday was going down out next to the while people were going out on lunch and stuff like that and standing on the street corner and playing for people, as people. No, James, 100%, brother. You know, and playing for people, just being out for it, you know, it's just about exposure and just burning it. But I mean, but of course, you get what we call performance anxiety, right? You get nervous. So how does a musician, all right, musicians, help me out here. How do you overcome that? Athletes, how do we overcome that performance anxiety? What is it? What is it that gets you there? What do you lean into whenever that performance anxiety hits? Why do you, even though you're nervous, why do you still do well? A confident, yes, Jillian, nailed it. It's as an athlete, but it's the same thing as music. You're confident in your ability and your preparation. You're confident in your ability and your preparation, right? And that is what confidence is. Confidence is never knowing the outcome of a scenario, but knowing what you will do based upon what could happen. It's your confidence on your preparation and ability, right? So why am I confident at trading? Because I've prepared my butt off. Hello. Anybody else's trade book that thick? You know how many hours it took to write this thing? I'm prepared, people, right? I've been trading the same system. This book itself was published in 2022, right? I've been using this book since 2022. It's 2025. I was using it for a couple years before then, right? I've been trading the same system for over half a decade and having it work over and over and over and over. There's bear bull traders in here that I've been in BBT since 2018, right? People have been watching me do this for years. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love that, Alex. Thank you so much, right? So, so I'm prepared, right? So why do I not get nervous when I go on stage as a musician? Because I'm confident in my ability and I'm confident in my preparation. I put in the practice. I know the music. It's memorized. Not only that, there are times when I would play my music, and as I was playing my music, I would stand up and walk around and do different things and intentionally kind of disrupt myself, right? So I'm prepared for disruption. I'm prepared to lose. You know, I'm prepared for all of these different things, right? But that's how you get there, right? Don't be like upset, right? If you're not there yet, right? And nobody and if I can tie this in, and then I'll hit a couple of the other questions. You know, the other thing too is don't understand that not everybody has the same aptitudes, right? And not everybody has the same style, right? So what do I mean? What do I mean by that, right? How many people in here that play music play the same exact type of music as other people? Musicians, how many of you play the exact same way as somebody else? All right, let me say this different. How many of you play different than anybody else? Maybe that'll get better engagement. How many musicians are different than any other musician that's out there? Or at least that's their aspiration for sure. Everyone, Nicholas. Everyone. All of them. So why do you think as a trader you would be the same as anyone else? Right? Now, so Ben, I agree, right? You should trade like me, right? But you will never trade as me. You know what I mean? It's always going to be your music. You know what I mean? So maybe I show you the genre. Maybe I show you how to read rhythm. Maybe I show you how to read the beat, right? Maybe I show you how to read structure, right? Maybe I teach you where the lines and the spaces are, right? EGBDF, right? FACE, right? Maybe I teach you what the different clefs are. I'm a bassoon player, right? So I use movable C clef, which is the most craziest thing ever created, right? So I can transpose music instantly in my head depending on where they center the line, right? So exactly, Mad, right? So, and I can teach you all of those things, but when it comes down to it, you're gonna develop your own embouchure. You're going to develop your slight different way that you like to play. This is why when you sit down and close your eyes and listen to a CD, all you have to do is hear the tone. All you musicians out there with a little age to you, right now, open your ears. Chuck Mangione. Do you hear it? As soon as I said it, did you hear it? Right? It's like as soon if you don't know who Chuck Mangione is and you just want a good time, just Apple Music that thing and go. Right? As soon as I say, as soon as you hear it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Right? As soon as his lead track sound comes in, da da dun 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 dun. As soon as that starts, you're gonna know exactly who's playing. Right? BB. Right? As soon as BB starts playing, you know exactly off of that tone. Right? Anytime anybody starts playing, musicians, Ed Sheeran starts playing guitar, you know it's Ed Sheeran. Right? How do you know? He's not even singing yet. But because of the way he plays guitar, just by him starting, you can go, that dude's a dude. I know who that is. Right? So it's every single, but as a trader, you need to understand that there's certain principles that we're going to completely agree upon. Right? We should be in buying ranges. We should be in selling ranges. We should have volume. We should have proper order structure. These are all things that are the sheet music. But how you play the music is yours, right? That's the part you got to figure out, right? And that's just, you got to figure out the way like any other musician does, right? Where you can buy the books, you can buy the things, but you got to learn the structure and then practice, right? But practice intentfully, right? And it really works. I force the RTH close is Rogelio is the principal difference there. All right, so solid rant. Let me go. Let me try and hit a few more of these. I wish one day you bring some of your mentees. Ooh, Alessandro, I can do that. I can. So we're gonna bring someone on, I think, with Dr. V soon, to talk about that. And then, but yeah, I could bring one of my mentees on to talk about their journey. You have one of my mentees on almost every Friday. Nathan was one of my mentees at one point in time. So, and now he's crushing it. But yeah. So let's see here. Let me go back up. How many R per month do you think is acceptable when I missed my half-hour time. Like and subscribe, people. Make sure you're hitting the button. Make sure we're doing the thing. I appreciate you. I'm going to keep bringing you this killer content, right? Just got to keep the numbers going. Okay, cool. Okay, go. All right. So, I would love to do a Spotify playlist. I'm a major musician, so I totally do the stuff. So, ADHD just ran wild with me. How many R per month do you think is acceptable? Okay, don't focus on R. Focus on hit rate and return percentage, right? So R per month doesn't matter, right? I've heard nice, Virgilio. Hold on one second. I don't want that. So you've heard Andrew, I think, say this, which is if you can make $10 a month, he can teach you how to make $100 a month. If you can make $100 a month, he can teach you to make 1,000. If you make 1,000, he can teach you how to make 10. You know what I mean? Now, how he says that and why he says that, right, is because it's true. It's not about R, it's about consistency of return. If every single month you're green, you're green. Like that's all there really is to it, right? So for me, it's not how many R you're making, it's how it is that you are making more R than you're losing, and you're doing that consistently, right? The consistent reproduction of R, right? So you could literally be making 5 R a month, all right? Let's say you're trying to supplement your income. You're a stay-at-home parent while the other parent is working a full-time job. You're staying at home watching the kids, right? But you want to make some extra money. You really don't need a lot of money, right? Let's say you only need to make like an extra 3K or 4K a month to really help alleviate the pressure of all your bills, give you some vacation money, and do some different things, right? So let's say you get to a point to where you're only hitting 1 trade a week, or you're taking 2 trades a week, and you win one of them and you lose one of them, and you end up making 3R. All right. Well, let's say your risk metric is $300 per trade. You are now making $3 to $4 grand a month. Right? You do not make money in the market by taking more trades. The more trades you take, the more often you do it, the more often you partial, the more often these things, the less money, especially as a small bank trader, you will ever make, right? By holding for longer targets and going all in and all out, you will actually make significantly more money. And this was just my personal experience. Obviously, I know there's many moderators that tend to partial a lot more often. It just kills their positions, and I would love to see them not do that. They would make more money. You know what I mean? But it's okay. Every time, and this is just a simple math concept, and I suck at math, so if I can understand this, you should be able to understand this, right? And that simple math concept is, hold on one second. I'm looking for a reoffer on Apple here to see if maybe it does something. I like how Apple just got up here and just threw this big sell candle. So I'm looking to see if we get a bit of a pullback here. Every time, simple math concept here, if you get into a position and let's say you take 1R risk, right? So let's say you take 100 shares, right? If you move up, wow, man, that looks fun. It just didn't, I wanted this to reoffer higher. Oh, well, we'll see if it does. So anytime, let's say you take 100 shares and it moves 2 times your risk, right? If you take half that position off, you need to make now need to get to 4R to make the same amount of money, right? Every time you half your position, you have to move twice as far, right? So it is actually better just to allow it to move, and then if it comes against you, just cut the whole position. But I know a lot of people, it gives you comfort to partial. I just don't think that's really that necessary. So, but yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I'm going to go back and hit a couple more questions. Man, I really like Apple right here. I might hit Apple for my second trade. Yeah, I'm in it. Tesla's kind of a support area. So I like Apple here. I'm running my stop up above here for now. I should have run it tighter, but I really like how we sold off of R4 here. I wish I'd have hit it up here at the ISO pivot. So I'm going to run this a little bit wide, but I should still be able to hit this target here, but it's going to be a bit of a wide one. So I tried to trade earlier on Apple, but I cut it because we were too non-directional. So this one, I really like the sell here, and then the reoffer and the sell. So if this pulls back up, this gives me a nice one. I'll try and run this out, but my target on this one is down near 213. So it'll be down here. Let's see. Oh, no, Alessandro, I appreciate that. So yeah, so just really focus more rather on the on that aspect of it, of like the how many are. Just focus on successful reproduction, right? If you're reproducing good trades on the regular and you're ending up green more often than you aren't, I think it's a fairly acceptable time to go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? So, because for me, honestly, like one of the things, and I know this is really hard, most of you that came here to trading came to trading because you were a really hard worker. You were very successful. You busted your butt, right? You did like really great things, really hard work. Like, you know, you made good money. You're like a CEO, you're like a real estate person. Hey, Kevin, see you tomorrow. You know, we've got all this kind of stuff going on. What you weren't was a failure. You know what I mean? You know, what you weren't was bad at doing things, right? So this whole thing is very difficult, right? Because this goes against a lot of that aspect. When you're trading well, you generically trade the best when you're indifferent to the outcome, right? When you work the least. Like trading rewards a lack of effort. Like the more you touch the position, right? You know, the more you're into it, right? The more you want it. You know, so we talked about this before. And then we'll look at Apple, or we'll look at this more. Let's see if I can find if I put those in here. Where's my notes? Yes. These right here, right? These emotions right here are the ones I'm talking about. These are the emotions that are the death of every trader. Right? So we talked about this on Dr. V maybe a couple weeks ago, right? So Dr. V, every single Wednesday, right here, we do a full hour segment. We have a couple people who have emailed on that we're actually going to bring on to talk with Dr. V and actually do like an in-person. Whee! Look at that selling start. What a good entry on Apple. I wish I'd be at a target if I had thrown above 215 and a quarter. Dang, that was fun. We'll leave this over here just so I can kind of see it. So what we're talking about are these emotions right here are the potential death of every trader. The most dangerous of them is actually this one. Well, the bookends actually are the most dangerous for me. I organized them in a way that worked for me. Right? Hope and euphoria. Right? Hope is the scariest of all of them. Never hope. If you come down and you sit down in your chair and you go, I hope today's a good day, get out of your chair. You know what I mean? Walk around for a second, take a deep breath, sit back down and give it another shot. Right? It does look like a car. Right? Hope. Hope is one of those incredible emotions. It's almost impossible to be destroyed, right? In a good way and a bad way, right? Hope is what drives the human species through the worst of all conditions, right? But hope can cause you to wallow and sit inside of very, very bad emotions for a very, very long time. Yeah, my strategy definitely works without Bookmap. I could do it with VPA, but I like Bookmap a lot because it gives me the weather, right? Which way I think. So euphoria is actually for me the second dangerous one, and I'll elaborate. I have blown up my account, right? I blew up my first account. We talk about this, right? It's very important that we're very open and honest about our journeys, right? I blew up my first account, right? Now, how did that happen? My day that I screwed up my account, I did it on a day I was over goal. Anybody have this experience? Anybody have this experience where you were winning and then that turned into the worst day you've ever had? Thumbs up or a hand. Give me a sign. I can't be the only one. Where you just had a great day and then that turns this progression path is why. Right? So a lot of traders, right, when they trade, you're trading here from the start. You sit down at your day, right? And see, I knew it, right? You're sitting down and there's a sense of urgency. What's that sense of urgency? As soon as you sit down every day, I need this day to go well. I'm trying to get out of my regular job. I need to make more money. I need to help out. I need to do this, right? This sense of urgency also puts you in kind of a kind of anxious and puts you in a place, right, where you're a bit anxious, right? So most traders trade right here at the start of every single day, sitting somewhere between a sense of urgency and a sense of anxiety. Right. So your initial start at the beginning of every day should be to focus and try and calm these two things. Right. You need to make sure you're not feeling urgent, right? Because that will make you overtrade and get in and out of trades too quickly. Right. Look at this thing bounce back up. Get in and out of trades too quickly. Right. And then it'll give you anxiety. Right. And anxiety will make you break rules. Right. It puts you into fight or flight. Right. So now when you win, you instantly get kicked out of these two, right? They go away and you get bumped into the ever-loving, amazing spot of euphoria. That feeling of accomplishment that you've won, you've done it today, and it makes you feel really, really good. This is actually why I recommend most traders stop trading if they win their first trade. Right? So, I've still got this one at an R stop. You know, on you know, you're getting into the state of euphoria. This place is very, very dangerous, right? Because if you're in euphoria, right, and then you take another trade, I do say if you're going to take 2 trades a day and your first trade's a winner, you risk 1 R in your second trade. If it loses, you have to stop for the day and be done. Like no questions asked. Right? So because what happens is when you lose that that trade, you get shoved right down to here. Right? As soon as you lose that first trade, you instantly get shoved back into anxiety, urgency, and into regret. Right? The emotional shift between winning and losing is massive. Now, if you would have started here and lost your first one, you kind of get a little bit heavier on the urgency side, but you really don't go into regret yet, right? You're just kind of sitting still in here. But once you win that first trade, going from here back into here sends you to regret. And that was me, right? So I took my first trade. I was winning. I took my second trade. I lost that second trade. Oh, man, I can't. But why didn't I just stop trading for the day? You know, I was already a winner. I guess I should have just stopped. Man, this is silly. All right. I'm okay. I've got you know, so now you kind of do this whole self-reflective talky thing. I'm okay. I follow the rules. I'm feeling good about this. I still think the market looks good. So I want to try and take one more trade. Right now you take another trade and now you're down 2R after you lose that one, right? So you were a 4R winner, right? And now you lose an R. You're down to 3R. Now you're down to 2R. You start to really lean, and these 3 emotions become very heavy and they lean into the regret stage. Now, there's one more thing that kind of fits in here that I think is an important to add in this moment, which is there, you know, I think that we could add the word despair. Maybe I'm going to add this word into this. Right? Where you kind of go from regret to despair, right? Where you start to, you know, it's more than just regretting it, but you actually like get sad and kind of depressed, and then you become indifferent in a negative way, right? Oh, well, I've got break even for a reason. Okay, I've got my max loss for a reason. right? Anybody ever say that to themselves? Has anybody here said to themselves, oh, I have max loss for a reason, or man, you know what? As long as I just stay above break even, right? You start doing all of these little like things you keep saying to yourself that to try and qualify why maybe it's not as bad as you know it really kind of is. Right? So, and then lastly, when you're down near that max loss and you really should just stop trading, you go into the most dangerous area of all, and that is hope. All right, I'm just going to YOLO this trade, and I'm going to cross my fingers, and I really hope that this bails my day out. And what's bad about this is it will bail your day out a couple of different times until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it will decimate your account in a very nasty, nasty way. So just kind of stay, just kind of stay focused there when you're going through that. And really, that's why we bring so much psychology to this segment, because I can tell you right now, I do not have any traders that I work with that have gone out of trading because they could not learn how to read sheet music, right? They couldn't read sheet music, right? They got out because they couldn't handle the amount of practice it takes to get good at it, right? They couldn't survive until they could thrive. They got emotional. They would get frustrated, and then they would push when they shouldn't push. And that is, and then eventually it's really not even the big red days that take them out. It's just the lack of green days. Having 4 or 5 green days constantly offset by 1 red day, instead of having 4 or 5 red days constantly offset by 1 green day. Right. So, but and that is a major shift in your trading that you have to work towards. Your RVR must outweigh. So it's not about how many trades you get. It's not about how often you get them. It's all about the reward percentage, right? How much money do you make when you win versus how much money do you lose when you lose? I always lose 1R and I always win 4R. So anytime I win, I'm offsetting up to 4 losers. Right? So I can run a 20% to 25% hit rate and still survive. And when I go 50 to 80%, like last month, I closed out my month running an 83% hit rate. Right? So I like last month I crushed. This month I'm running around 60%. I'm still doing great. Right? But I could run as low as a 25% rate and I could just have a crappy month and it just wouldn't be that big of a deal. Because when I run my 70% or 80% month, when the market's more conditional to that movement, I'll offset that, right? I'm not trying to make the same amount of money every single month. I'm trying to make more money on the months that my system sets up, and then I'm making sure not to lose too much money on the months it's not. You know what I mean? But although it produces pretty regularly on a fairly frequent basis. So just keep that in mind. So let's see here. Okay, so as we're kind of getting to the end of the session, a couple of little maintenance things here. One, please make sure that you are keeping an eye out for schedule and subscribing to my social media. I am going to be posting out more stuff on my social. I really want this segment to become your home on YouTube for trading information. So I'm really going to be working hard to create a community with, outside the community that's within the community or whatever. So like I said, I'm going to be running some promotions for mentoring time with me, as well as bringing in, I've got Spot Gamma getting on schedule now. We've got Dr. V doing psychology on Wednesdays currently. Right. I'm going to have Lenny coming on soon, as well as Gary L from in the chat room to do some price action reading and talking with you guys about Fibonacci stuff. So we've got lots of stuff. Thor Young BBT is my Instagram. So make sure you're getting ready on all of that stuff, and make sure that you are staying liking, subscribing, sharing the channel. Let your friends know that there's really killer content from the 11 to 12 segment, so we can build this channel. The more we build this channel, the better the guests I can get. and market makers, all the way up to maybe even like a Tuckman or something like that, right? So I'm going to try and do everything I can to bring you guys good content, as long as you do everything you can do to help me build the channel. So I hope all of you have a great rest of your trading day. I appreciate you all. Much love from the BBT community. Have a great rest of your trading day, and I'll see you here. Come back home tomorrow. Talk to you later, and keep it green. Bye.